The Jason Gregor Show.
Center field, it's got a chance. It's gone. Mossy with a pinch hit ball.
On Sports 1440.
They're down 3, but they're close. 11-yard line, second and 10 more. What a redemption game for Keon Hatcher.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
What a finish. 41 seconds of the clock here at McMahon. Josh Love, four-man pressure. Intercepted. Picked off BC. The veteran TJ Lee. And that should just about do it for the BC Lions.
A positive Friday. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show. Sports 1440. Sports1440.ca. YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks always for listening. Thanks for watching the show. Very much appreciated. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. While you're there, hit the subscribe button. See Deck, hit the give a thumbs up. Be very much appreciated on a Friday, the 14th of August, and there is a lot going on in the world of sports right now. Of course, big weekend in the CFL kicked off last night. The BC Lions going to Calgary, get a win. The Calgary Stampeders, oof, man, they could be in trouble now. They got injuries. Your star running back's out. Your star quarterback took a headshot. You hope that he should be okay, but we'll see. Because if he's out for any extended period of time, that'll be brutal news for Vernon Adams and the Calgary Stampeders. So we will try to get an update on that. Farhan Lalji will be by. Cody Fajardo, quarterback of the Green and Gold, in the first hour of the show. We got also a conversation I had. I'll play some clips of it with Jordan Maximith, the offensive coordinator, coming up in hour number 2. We got Carius, Low Tide. Wanye Gretz will be by. We'll get to the roundtable. As always, we got some golf. Did you see Scotty Scheffler? Scotty Scheffler's scorecard looked like a team in a scramble to start. Birdie, 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 birdie. 5 birdies in 5 holes. Then he had a par, then 2 more birdies. He was 7 under through 8 holes. Shot a 30 on the front 9. Not bad. 7 under par. Then he birdied the 10th. Then, actually, no, my bad. He bogeyed the 8th. That's okay. So he went 5 birdies, then a par, then a bogey. So he's actually only 5 under on the front. Then he went birdie. Then he had another bogey on the 12th, and then finished with a birdie on the 13th and the 15th. He's still on the course, but he is leading at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, round 1 of the playoffs. And you look at Scotty Scheffler, pretty good run. But how about the Canadian? Sudarshan Yelmarahu has a 5 under today. He is now up to a tie for 6th place. Scheffler leads at -9. Then you got Im at -8. You got 3 golfers at -6. And then you got about 7 golfers at 5 under, including Jordan Spieth, who is even for today. Hovland is he's 3 under today, and is 5 under now on the tournament. So, but good for the young Canadian. Very quietly, he has had himself a heck of a year. Nick Taylor, he is now tied for 18th. At 3 under par as he's trying to keep himself alive in the playoffs. Corey Connor had a tough day. He is now 2 over for the tournament, and he is going to need a miracle on the weekend to advance to the round of 50 in the PGA playoffs. So We'll talk a little bit about that. Of course, big weekend in Major League Baseball. The Jays got help again last night because the Texas Rangers won game 1 of a 4-game series against the second worst team in the American League, the Los Angeles Angels, and then they proceeded to lose the next 3. And they've actually dropped out of a wild card spot. They're a half game back of Detroit. The Jays are 2 games back of Detroit. They're a half game behind Cleveland, 1 game back of Minnesota, and a half game back of Texas. So it is and they're tied with Baltimore. So still very close. But the Jays so far this week, they have gained a game and a half in the wild card race. They will take it. Now they have a weekend set against the New York Yankees. Now the Yankees, you know what? They're still good. Like they're 6-4 in their last 10 games. They're 15 games over 500. Their offense hasn't been great as of late, but by no means will this be an easy series. If you could find a way to go 2-1 in the series, then you finish 5-2 on the week, you're pretty damn good. Then, of course, you got a tough week again next week, 3 games against the Yankees, 3 games against Tampa Bay. So, in an ideal world, you'd find a way to go 6-3. But even if they can go 5-4, keep their head above water in their next 9 games, that will set up very well for them. Now, the Rays, when they play them, the Rays are red hot right now. They have won 9 in a row, and they are hosting Baltimore for 3 games starting tonight. So it's kind of funny. Jays fans, you'll be rooting against Tampa Bay, but you're kind of rooting for them because Tampa Bay, if they could sweep Baltimore, then you could argue and say, well, they've won 12 in a row. They're probably due for a loss or 2, but also that would push Baltimore behind the Jays if they could win a few games against the Yankees. So there's lots of math when there's this many teams involved. It does make it kind of fun looking at the out-of-town scoreboard every night. So that's good stuff. Wanye Gretz will also be by in the show. We'll take your text, 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Also want to remind you that in 2 weeks from today, now we're down. We've only got 5 spots left. We got 5 foursomes, and actually we have 2 singles. If you want to golf as a single, you can. But we're looking for 5 foursomes. So it's a positive Friday. I'd love to get 2 of those taken today at least. For anybody out there, you want to golf, get your buddies together. It's the Nation tournament on August 28th. So 2 weeks from today. It's at 9 o'clock tee off. It's perfect time. Kind of start the weekend early. It's loads of fun down at Millwoods. Not too difficult to track. Great fun track to play. And all the proceeds will go towards the Gregor Foundation. So obviously it means a lot to me. I'd love it. If you want to play, I'll be out there. We have a little competition with myself. We'll have another Sports 1440 hole. I'm on a hole with OTR, and there'll be lots of other things going on. It's a great fun event, very relaxed tournament. Everybody likes to have fun. So if you're a fun sponge, don't reach out. But if you got a group of people, or maybe you're single, like I said, we have 2 single spots available. If you want to golf, maybe you and your buddy, 2 of you want to fill up those 2 spots, no problem. Just send me a text, 833-401-1440, and get your team in. Maybe you put in your company. You guys want to pick a foursome, make it a staff event. Great. It's a lot of fun. So I very much appreciate it. More teams we get, we can raise more money, which helps out the kids when it comes to graduation season and really into life afterwards, because we get them a suit and shirt and tie and socks and shoes and belt and everything, and they get to keep it. It's not just a rental one day, because that would not be tailored, everything, and it'll fit them for a long time, give them a lot of confidence to go out in the world and hopefully make a positive impact. So we would appreciate it if you want to tee up 5. We've got 5 foursomes left, and the tournament is in 2 weeks. So send me a text. Be very much appreciated. Connor Halley is here. Con, man, there's the Calgary Stampeders season might be hanging in the balance all of a sudden due to the injury to the running back and quarterback last night.
Yeah, I mean, Vernon Adams takes the hit. He smacks his head off the turf, and that's never a good sight when you see that happen. And something was off. You just knew it as soon as it happened. And I think the saving grace for this team in Calgary would be the mushy middle. Like, they're right there in that with Winnipeg. BC gets that win. Now they all have 4 wins on the season. So they are right there. But if these 2 injuries are long-term, they seem to be in trouble. I didn't love what I saw last night from the quarterback position in Calgary. That last interception, no idea where he was looking to throw the football, ends up costing them the game. But yeah, that's certainly tough injuries for sure. And we'll see how they respond, but not a good spot with the BC Lions all of a sudden surging now.
Yeah. Now they didn't play great either. I think Rourke is still showing some rust. He's definitely has yet to play like the quarterback from previous years for him, but he's still obviously very much capable of being a difference maker. So we'll see. But you got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers with the game that you would think they would win. They are hosting the winless Ottawa Red Blacks tonight, who just they can stay close in the game. And Jake Meyer has some decent numbers, but then he's throwing 10 picks as well. And Winnipeg with Zach Collaros back, that I think is a big boost for them. Then, of course, the Elks will host the Argos tomorrow, and Saskatchewan is in Hamilton. Speaking of the green and gold, we talked about the lineup changes, and actually Cordell Jackson is going to play that Sam linebacker position. Now, remember, Jackson started there. That's where he played when he first came to the Elks. So he's comfortable in that position. He'll play there. And Therese Reed, the rookie, he will play the other side of the field at the halfback position, which I think for a first game in, it just gives them a little bit more time to read and react. When you're playing on the short side of the field, strong side, the ball's coming to you a lot quicker. So, and Cordell Jackson has a little bit more experience, so he will play there. Other than that, those are the only two changes. Still significant, right? So 2 guys on your D-line. Myers is going to start on the D-line in place of Tamari Fox. And look for number 79. There's lots of guys talking about him and his potential, Carmine, to come in and help out on the D-line. Just somebody that in practice has played very well. And Therese Reed, number 41. It was interesting. Talking to JC Sherritt, and even Mark Killam today mentioned it again. He goes, it kind of reminds him a little bit of JJ Ross, who was just making plays all year long in practice, and then finally got a chance in the game. And you know what? JJ Ross at the end of last season was quite good. And we've seen it carry over this year. So Therese Reed, he'll have an opportunity to get on the field and make some plays, and we'll see what he brings. And Justin Rankin, how many touches is he going to get? Well, better be more than 7, I'll tell you that. And I understand they want to rotate in their other running back. I get it. But it's not the same player. I'm sorry. Javon Leake is a good player. He's just not Rankin. So I got to be careful in how many touches I'm taking out of Rankin's hands over the course of a game. Like, you're telling me that he can suddenly only handle 7 touches a game? No chance. He's got to be at least at 15. At least. And I would actually prefer it to be closer to 18 to 20. Like, what are you paying your running back for? Can't have 18 touches a game? Come on. Whether it's carries or whether it's receptions, that would be my number. And we'll see if the OC agrees, Connor Halley. But I would expect a much heavier workload for Mr. Rankin tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems kind of obvious, unless there was something we don't know behind the scenes in terms of injury. You just have to get him the football. It's nothing new. This goes back to last year. Like, if you can get the ball into his hand, exaggerated what I tweeted last year 25 times, but 20 to 25, let's do it. Like, let's make sure that happens and just have that threat of Justin Rankin, because we know even if it's not a perfect play design, he can make one guy miss and take it the distance. And that's what this offense, I think, is kind of missing these last few games. Having him carry the ball 7 times, it's just not enough. And I'll bang the drum one more time. It's not just the fact that it's Justin Rankin, it's the running game. You have to keep the defense a little bit honest and believe in the threat that you might run the football. Sets up play action, keeps the secondary, the linebackers, the defensive line on their toes just a little bit, keeps them honest. So yeah, don't go away from the run game, especially when you have a guy who is one of the best backs in the CFL.
Some other subtle changes you'll see in their jumbo offense. David Beard I just think David Beard makes a big difference in the whole running game overall. But not only that, so when he comes in as the center, that allows Court AP to be their number 6 in the jumbo offense. And that was working. So they have that. And also now that means the other change they made is Cephas is now on when they come out with the big offense, which, you know what? He's a better receiver than Julian Grant. Julian Grant's problem is he drops the ball too often. So until he eliminates that out of his game, which he's yet to show in 2 years, I'm getting the ball to Cephas more often too at key times. You can still throw it to Julian Grant because you know what, he can make plays for you. But to me, there just seems to be, I don't know if it's a lack of focus or whatever it is, but he will have those stretches where all of a sudden he's just dropping balls. And you can't have that. Right? Like he had that deep ball against Montreal early in the game, went up for it, beats the guy position, and the ball literally hits him right in the hands and he drops it. You can have like, I think one blatant drop a year, I'll get it. Maybe one every third of the season, sure. But you can't have one every 2 games or 2 a game. You can't do it if you want to be a go-to starting receiver. And I don't care if you're playing high school football, junior football, university, college, pro. You just can't do it, man. Because they'll find guys who will catch the ball. It's one of the best skill sets to have. So
it was a year ago tomorrow, Gregor. I think he dropped that pass against Hamilton.
Oh,
like a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
Would have put them up by 4.
Yeah.
Would have given them the lead. Maybe it would have been 3. Either way, this is nothing new for him, right? So you always have to be kind of weary of that, I think. Cephas has shown a really good job of hanging on to the ball. I've even Brendan O'Leary-Orange. He's got a pretty good track record when it comes to catching the football. And TJ Luther all over the field makes plays. So I would be with you on that one.
Yeah, for sure. So let's take a quick break. Farhan Lalji will join us, and we'll return. It's Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, and X, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Harley-Davidson of Edmonton is turning up the heat for their annual garage sale and swap meet. Catch the Twin West Crew Stunt Team live for 2 massive shows packed with smoke and fire. Plus, score huge deals on parts, gear, and clothing. Check out artisan vendors, local riding groups, and grab a bite at the food trucks. August 15th, 10 to 3 at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail. Locally owned and operated since 1980. Find more at hdedmonton.com.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The Ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the Ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Hey, Alberta. You can now get your health number and Canadian citizenship marker on your driver's license and ID card. No more flimsy paper health cards or multiple IDs to juggle. Just one card, that's it. To get yours, bring your Alberta Health Card, proof of Canadian citizenship, or other eligible documentation to the registry to renew your card. Learn more at alberta.ca/onecard. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Bonjour, mon ami. Hello, my friend. Luke from Catch of the Week here to personally invite you to our anniversary sale. This weekend, come try delicious, free, super fresh seafood samples, hourly gift giveaways, enter in a draw to be one of 3 shopping spree winners, and bring the kids by for free ice cream. Plus, of course, unbelievable anniversary savings.
Catch of the Week, Edmonton's best seafood, just off the Henday, 5 minutes from Sherwood Park. Details and directions at catchoftheweekedmonton.com.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Hi, Edmonton. If the Subaru Outback is on your wish list, now's the time to act. With only limited inventory available, these award-winning SUVs won't be here for long. The Outback has earned an IIHS top safety pick or higher for 17 consecutive years, combining legendary Subaru capability, confidence in every season, and the versatility to take you almost anywhere. Reserve yours today before they're gone. Visit your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Nation Golf Tournament, Friday, August 28th, 2026 at Millwoods Golf Course. Golf, drinks, swag, food, and fun. Every swing supports Gregor's grads and helps graduates shine on graduation day. Sign up at nationexperiences.ca before it sells out.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports. This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Positive Friday rolling through. How you doing? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, where tonight you can get in on Lotto Max. Good luck. Get your tickets. $40 million up for grabs and 40 prizes of $100,000. So quick math tells me that's like a total of 44 mil in different prizes. So good luck at PlayAlberta.ca. As time now to talk a little football as we go in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical. Reminding you want to take action on your savings, actionelectrical.net. They will walk you through the whole process. If you're thinking about getting solar for your commercial bill, and you can get those 30% tax credits and more. It's a great deal. Save you in the long run. Check it out, actionelectrical.net. From the CFL on TSN, Farhan Lalji joins us. Farhan, my man, how you doing?
Jason, I'm doing well. Good to talk to you. You know, I love your show because every time I come on, you guys play Brass Bonanza. It's like the best thing going.
Every Friday, buddy. Every Friday. It's a classic. Yes. That started during the decade of darkness. Like I was always a Hartford fan as a kid. And it was probably like, I don't know, maybe only 2 or 3 years in it, because it was just like Edmonton, like fans, they were just losing their minds, and rightfully so. The team was terrible and it wasn't going anywhere. I said, okay, you know what? So we'll call it Positive Friday. We have to, and some days we'd have fun with it. Try to be, hey, I'm positive this guy sucks. Fine. At least you're saying something positive. So we would, so I turned it into that, and the Brass Bonanza was the music.
I'm positive that you talk the right amount of CFL. Like, it's awesome. Every time when I'm seeing you post, when I'm seeing you show, like you talk football. You're not just fully obsessed with hockey. So I definitely appreciate that, especially in August, right?
Wow.
I mean, there's so many shows that there's a local show that I'm not a regular on, and I occasionally do it. And I've basically told them, because, when you come in as a one-off, you generally don't get paid for these things. You get paid when you're a regular. So I just said, if you want me on in the summer and you want me to say one word of hockey, you got to pay me. Like, I'll talk football for free, but I'm not talking hockey for free. So they're like, okay, so that's kind of the arrangement we have there. One word of hockey, one question, one Elias Pettersson reference, and I'm sending a bill.
I like it. Hey, let's start with last night's game. Do you have an update? Vernon Adams, Vernon Adams and Mills, that could be a huge double whammy for the Stamps.
Yeah, it really could at a time when I think they're playing better than their record indicates. And, they've offensively, they've kind of hit a bit of a rut the last maybe game and a half. But, Vernon Adams was knocked out, right? Like, he was knocked out in the field briefly. They were able to kind of get him to and get him off the field. I know he's going through more testing today, but he also had a concussion with the Stamps a year ago, right? So they've got to be careful now, right? You're in that territory. You don't want to get to, a Zach Hilaros type where, it's happened so much, whether it's a neck or a head, that you're just triply cautious whenever it happens. Fortunately for the Stamps, they've got the bye. The Diedrich Mills play as well, like just a jarring hit there. And I appreciate Dave Dickinson for not BSing, right? Because there's coaches in this league that would absolutely BS about this situation so that they could have the flexibility to play the guys when they need to. Dickinson was honest about it, said they were head injuries with both. Hopefully for both players' sakes that there's no residual effects and that they don't have, recurring symptoms in the coming days here, and that, they can get back to the field at the appropriate time.
Yeah, well, yeah, if they're out for an extended period of time, that's a tough one. Because it was interesting. You look at Calgary, no team has lost later in a game more often than the Stamps. Like, it's wild how many games they've lost late in overtime, the last 2 minutes of a game. It's wild, and it basically happened again last night as BC, after BC almost shot themselves in the foot with an ill-advised throw and then a fumble recovery, but Nathan Rourke marches down the field. They get the touchdown, and then they come up with a huge interception in the final minute to seal the game.
Yeah, and and as far as the Stamps go, you're right. They've lost so many of those heartbreaking games that even with their potential record-setting offense, they were on historical pace. They still haven't had the wins to show for it. I think their defense is better than their record indicates, especially if you look at how good it was a year ago, and it's by and large the same personnel. And, remember, right, like PJ Walker was supposed to be their backup. And I'm not suggesting PJ Walker is Nick Arbuckle as far as experienced pedigreed CFL backups, but he probably would have been better than Josh Love, right? So if they've got to play with Josh Love for an extended period of time, they're absolutely in trouble. As for the Lions, that Nathan Rourke interception, I've gone on record as saying that might be the worst decision of his professional career. And I've often said that with a player like Nate, sometimes you've got to take the heartbreak to enjoy the greatness, right? And there's not a lot of heartbreak there, but sometimes just his aggressiveness and sometimes greediness. There was a moment last year against Calgary as well, in Vancouver, where he just ill-advised pass, almost, bit them, didn't. They wound up winning the game. And, and I said to him at that time, sometimes you kind of got to accept that. Like, do you feel that? And he says, well, I do to a point, but I still want to make sure that if I'm going to take those risks, there's a level of situational awareness. And he didn't have that yesterday because you got a backup quarterback on the other side and you take the sack, you punt the ball, you pin Calgary inside their 20. They needed a touchdown. You would have forced a backup quarterback to, who's never played in this league to go the length of the field and score a touchdown, not just have one fluke play to get you in field goal range. So you just can't make that decision. And, fortunately for them, they had a fumble on the next kickoff. BC forces the field goal goes wide, and then Nathan shows up and really clutched up on that final drive. But if it had gone the other way, it would have been all on Rourke's shoulders.
Yeah, for sure. Now Rourke, he still looks like a guy who's a little bit rusty, and that's what happens when you miss some time. The BC Lions, I still think football is a long season and it doesn't really matter as long as you don't play your way out of it. in June and July. There's lots, even in August. There's time if you can heat up in October, you can go. And I still think that when they're fully healthy and if Rourke plays up to his capabilities, they can be dangerous. But Edmonton and Saskatchewan are definitely going to be formidable. And right now, BC would be hard pressed to get home field advantage, at least for one round.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to have to go on some kind of a run to get to that point. And look, I think Nathan was better yesterday. I think he was a lot better than he was 2 weeks ago against Hamilton. I just believe that they were slow to start, and that's been an issue for this team. They've trailed at halftime in 7 of 9 games this year. So they need to start better, because from the second quarter on, I think they were significantly better. And then there was a point in that game where they started to physically dominate Calgary with the run game, and they were able to move the ball in chunks that way. So I think that deflated Nathan's passing numbers until the final drive of the game. But other than that one throw, I think he was significantly better than he was the previous week. But you are right. There's still another level for them to get to. And, when I look at Edmonton and I look at Saskatchewan, they're playing with a level of consistency and explosiveness. Generally, a team is one or the other, right? And I know the Elks strive for consistency. And, we talked to Cody Fajardo yesterday about, what he thinks is a successful outing for him, and generally the outside perception has always been that, hey, Cody can throw for, 240 and 2 touchdowns passing and maybe 1 touchdown rushing, but be it 75% completions and no turnovers. Well, he's showing he can win games in different ways. Not just the 500-yard game, but even at late stages of other games where he needs to put up big passing numbers, he can do it, right? And he talked about the fact that the way teams are playing him, they are trying to take away the short stuff. They're trying to play more zone defense to take those short underneath plays away. And so he's taking shots down the field, and it's been great for him, just kind of the looks that he's been getting, and he's been able to take advantage of it. So they've not just been consistent, they've been explosive. And Saskatchewan, I think more than anything else, has been consistent, and that's allowed them to have a lot of success. So we'll see if BC can get there, because I do think Winnipeg is going to continue to falter, even with Zach Collaros back in the lineup.
Really? Why is that?
Just look at the way they played all season, right? Like, Zach hasn't been particularly sharp. Drew Brown had one good game, his first game when he got there. Good, right? So the offense has had one good game. It wasn't with Zach, and I think Zach will find it, but their offensive line is playing really, really poorly. I like their receivers because there's a lot of balance there. There might not be one big game breaker, but when you can spread the ball around the way they have, I think it's positive. But I also think they're still trying to find an identity, right? With Brady Oliveira, and are they a run team or not? Because we know that Tommy Condell prefers to throw the football. Defensively, I think they're taking a bit of a step back too. So I don't see Winnipeg. I think when BC's on its game, they're better than Winnipeg is, and they can play with Saskatchewan and they can play with Saskatchewan and Calgary if they can get to that level. We'll see. I mean, I do believe this is where Winnipeg falters after all these years of success. I'm sure Zach will have something to say about it, but so far it hasn't been a great year for them on either side of the ball.
Farhan Lalji from CFL and TSN joined us. And Toronto comes into Edmonton. Elks, a few changes on defense. Cordell Jackson's going to play the Sam linebacker position as Logan Jr. is out for at least 2 weeks. And Therese Reed, somebody they're very high on. He was practicing at Sam, but I think smart decision to put the rookie his first game at the halfback position on the far side of the field, just a little bit more time to read and react. And you can always switch him if he does very well. It's someone they're very high on, similar to JJ Ross. And we've seen what happened with Ross ever since he became a starter last year. Edmonton didn't like their game in Montreal, and nobody's tried sugarcoating it. They lost in all 3 facets of the game. My understanding is Mark Killam has had a lot more input into special teams, because very quietly, like, their kicking game is great, but their return and cover games have not been good at all on special teams. And I thought it came to a head, like their tackling was brutal. And I just think some of their schemes, they're going to change with Killam. What's your expectations on a Toronto team that comes in and, buddy, they love to throw the ball?
Yeah, I think as far as the special teams, I think you're right. I think it's an area they need to be better in. And when you have a player like Javon Leake, and that's kind of where you're at, like, that's just not acceptable, because he's just so darn good, right? And Mark obviously made his money on special teams. Because his group in Calgary, the last couple of years, it wasn't as good personnel-wise, but prior to that, they were good structurally, schematically, and just the intensity they played with. So I think they'll get better with Mark getting a bit more involved. And he was more involved last year, right? And he's kind of stepped away from it a little bit this year. And now, yeah, he probably has to get back into it. But as far as the changes for Edmonton, I called a game for the Elks last season, and I went through my depth charts from that game, and was trying to do some cut and paste and start there, and transfer this year's names over, and I'm like, holy cow! Like the secondary's all the same, like everybody's the same, and that's such a positive thing. Obviously, they're going to make one change this week, but they had some growing pains last year, and because of those growing pains, their secondary is as good as any in the league this year now, right? Because they've now found a level of comfort, and it's going really well for them. So I just think they communicate well. They play with a level of physicality. Physicality comes in football when you play with a complete level of confidence in your assignments and confidence that the next guy or the guy next to you is going to do his. So when you have that, you can play physical, and that's what Edmonton has been this year. So, I look at Toronto. Edmonton is going to get opportunities to make plays in the ball because that's just who Chad Kelly is. He's going to throw touchdowns. He's going to throw interceptions. Leads the league in that regard this year. Edmonton will get their hands on balls, and they're making plays this year. It's just about whether or not they can make enough, because Chad Kelly's not going to care. He's just going to keep chucking it and trying to make it happen. But, I like Edmonton's chances in this one.
And the other thing, very quietly, Farhan, there wasn't a lot of fanfare over Grant, passing and now having the second most punt return touchdowns in CFL history, trailing only the great Gizmo Williams. Now, he ain't ever going to catch the Giz, but I think a guy who maybe doesn't get talked about enough is Janarian Grant. Like, this guy is electrifying on special teams.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like he's the OG, right? Like, because he's been this for a few years now. And so usually they talk about that guy the year they come into the league, right? And it shouldn't be like that because he's managed to sustain a level of excellence. But, every year it's like, okay, who's the next guy? Who's the next guy? Because there's always one new shiny new toy in the return game somewhere league-wide, right? And so it becomes easy to kind of take for granted just the sustained excellence that leagues have, because like this guy is first rate, right? So and Janarian Grant's on the other side, to your point, right? I mean, both of these guys have the ability to put on a show.
Yeah, so I look forward to seeing the differences there. Obviously, Polk is out for Toronto, so that's going to hurt them. I'm guessing they're just going to throw to Coxie even more. But like Coxie, he's had 2 huge games, but then his other 6 games, he hasn't even got to 80 yards receiving. So it's kind of been all boom or bust for him.
A bit of feast of famine there for Coxie, no doubt, right? And they don't have necessarily the level of balance as some of the other receiving cores do, especially with Polk out this week, right? So that does make it a little bit easier for them to defend in terms of who they want to rotate coverage towards and lean on. But yeah, you're right. There has been, and I think that's kind of what separated Coxie in terms of him versus the other elite guys in the league, right? Whether it's Hacker in BC. Before this year, McInnes or even an Austin Mack, when he's been on his game, his best year in Montreal in 23, and the numbers that he's putting up now is generally those guys play week after week after week and produce. Like, look at the last 3 games for Austin Mack, right? I think he's averaging 120 yards and 3 touchdowns a touchdown in each of his last 3 games, right? So that's what you want. And Coxie's got all those tools. There have been 2 games where Chad Kelly's missed half of. Right, and that's changed the math a little bit for them as well. So, so we'll see which team shows up here for Toronto.
And lastly, I know you mentioned Winnipeg. You think they're going to slide back a bit. Does it start tonight? Are the Ottawa Red Blacks going to get their first win of the season?
Well, gosh, I picked them to cover, which I did last time, and I haven't learned my lesson. I picked Ottawa probably more than any other member of the media because I just think at some point it's got to change. And the spread's so big this week, and I'm like, okay, it's got to change. Their defense has had Winnipeg has looked like they've been kind of floundering a little bit. And to be truthful, Ottawa should have beat them earlier, right? When Winnipeg, Drew Brown's second game played Ottawa had their hands on like 5 balls that they dropped. If they catch 2 of those, maybe even 1 of those, Ottawa wins that game, and they didn't. But like the thing with Ottawa is they've got to find success early because they simply can't catch up. If Winnipeg is 2 scores up, this game is over. There is no window for Ottawa to come back and catch up. They're not explosive enough, especially now without Gino Lewis, who they weren't using well enough to begin with. So that's the challenge, right? Is that they kind of hang around and then they go through like a 5-minute stretch of a game where the team expands its lead to 16, 18 points. And then they're done. It's over. Whereas other teams can still find a way to come back, like Edmonton. With Ottawa, it's done. So, and I'm shocked to look at the number of passing yards that Jake Mayer has, because he's second or third, I think third in the league right now, and it's all empty calories because they're always chasing in games, right? They have zero running game to speak of. So, I don't know that changes it. So I do think that because Winnipeg is just average right now, Ottawa has it in them, and I'm basing some of that on their last meeting. But better play from ahead, because forget about it.
Yeah. Well, should be great, man. A great weekend of CFL, Farhan. We appreciate your time, and we'll chat with you again soon. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, I'll be in Edmonton for the game. I'm calling it. I'm excited. So
right.
I hope we get another great crowd in Edmonton.
All right. Well, we'll see you there. There you go. That's Farhan Lalji from TSN. 240. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Do you want to go to the game tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Got a pair of seats for you. Text in your name with your email, 833-401-1440. Very simple on a Positive Friday. Name and email, and you could be going to the game tomorrow afternoon. So looking like a very good day for football, and should be a hell of a game. We'll return on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Your weekend hotspot is at On the Rocks.
Party with Edmonton's best bands every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we got them all.
From the Varkels to Tallboy, Radioactive, Curves, the Brute Squad, Morning
Jason
Wood, Roxilla, Punch Buggy, and more.
Plus, the guy who keeps the party going every weekend. DJ Kenny K on the ones and twos, live.
Get ready to have a good time this weekend.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Jasper Ave and 118th.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
For all your welding supplies, think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
First of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. Fundraise for your team or charity at On the Rocks. They'll make you custom tickets for the event and includes no line, cover, and one drink for your event. You keep the profits. Learn more at ontherocks.yeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.245. Oh man, they're showing the highlights of the 1987 Grey Cup. That was such an unreal game. That was the Gizmo Williams kick return that was like, what was it, 100 and some yards, man? That was an unreal game. Jerry Cork came down to the wire with the field goal. Back when the kickers used to just have the single bar across. Oh, golden time, man. Golden time. But that was a hell of a kick from Jerry Cork. You remember that one, don't you, green and gold fans? Been a while, but that wasn't like Edmonton's had some of their best Grey Cup games in BC. That one was outstanding. Obviously, the 2005 when they went to overtime, Jason Tucker and Ricky Ray combining on a few sick touchdowns. I was there for that one. That's when the Black Eyed Peas were performing, and I remember literally coming around a corner, no joke, actually bumping into Fergie, and I was stunned that she was way shorter than I don't know why. I just thought she was taller. But she was a very polite lady. But she was a lot shorter, Cons. Which, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. It's like, you see a lot of the actors and stuff, and they're, you realize like Tom Cruise is about like 5'7", I think, and many of them. But yeah, Fergie was tiny. But man, she could sing.
Yeah, I like Fergie. Didn't hate her national anthem. It was different, from the NBA All-Star game. She took a lot of flack for it, but that'd be cool. I don't know what I would say. I'd probably just stop me like, Fergie,
No, I didn't even say her name. Well, because we came around the corner, literally almost bumped into each other. And I said, I'm very, and then she was asking me in directions on where, and thankfully I'd been to BC Place a few times, so I at least could help her out rather than be like, oh, sorry, I'm not from here. But I was like, yeah, just go down there, third door on the right. So I think that was our interaction. Unlike Struds, I didn't feign that we had a moment, although she did look back. So that was nice. How do I know that? Because of course I look back. Now let's get to our CFL report brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home of the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your AC unit. Bundle it up with your furnace and save even more at legacyheating.ca. And I caught up with the quarterback of the Elks, Cody Fajardo. And got some technical difficulties, but we'll find that right away. Here we go. Cody, we've been talking a lot this year, and you've mentioned to me numerous times, you're like, you know what, we're not a big strike offense. But then I look up the numbers, and there's Cody Fajardo, number 1 in the league, and completion percentage over 20 yards. Does Cody Fajardo have to believe that he's a good deep throw passer now?
I am a good deep. I play into what the media wants to dictate because I like it. Because if teams don't expect me to throw it deep, it gives me a better opportunity to hit those deep throws. But yeah, I think it was 3 years ago, I led the league in 30-plus completions, and everybody wants to talk about how I don't have a deep ball. I think it's just because my short and intermediate game's so effective and been so effective, people have to find something to poke a hole in, and that's been the deep ball. But we have the receivers this year that are making explosive plays, which is a huge difference. Rankin's another guy that when we get him out of the backfield and we throw him downfield, those completions go up. So a lot of credit to our offensive line. You can't throw 20 yards down the field if you don't have good protection. Last game against Montreal, we had 0 sacks against a really good defense. And it just goes to show we've been banged up in offensive line. Guys are rotating in, we're throwing guys at different guard spots, center spots, and guys are just answering the call. So our offense is a good football team. We're well-rounded. We got our run game going last week, and hopefully we can continue that going into tomorrow. But we can win games multiple different ways. If we got to throw for it, we can do it. If we got to run for it, we can do it. If we need our defense to pick us up, we can do it that way. So I'm looking forward to this game.
I think a lot of fans were watching Cody Fajardo and seeing your reaction when you didn't gamble on the 3rd and 1. And you're fired. And I understand. I lost through kind of that conversation afterwards because clearly reason why you wanted to go for it at that time.
Yeah, I think cooler heads prevailed there, and Killam made the right decision because we were getting the ball back at halftime. Now, everything got blown out of proportion because Montreal went down and kicked a field goal and it kind of nullified it. But if our defense holds them there, we're down 4 at half. It's a good decision. We're getting the ball. We score a touchdown. We take the lead, right? If we go for it there and then we give them an extra field goal and now we're down 10, like I get it. And that's why he's making those decisions. I run hot on game day. I always want to go for it. But to your point, and this was the conversation Killam and I had, I said the series before we went for it on 3rd and 5. And then the next series we decided to kick points, but it was a good discussion because it was like, well, we were inside our 10. We felt like we had a touchdown on 1st down, and then it got called back. So we just wanted to push the envelope a little bit. But yeah, we had a great discussion about it. And people reach out all the time, and like my wife's like, hey, you're on camera when it's 3rd and 1. I'm like, me, like I'm a fiery guy. I believe in this offense so much that I want to always die with the ball in my hand. If we don't convert there, I want it to be on me. And I've told you guys this, when the game's on the line, I want the ball in my hands. I want to deal with the questions after the game of you didn't get it done or you got it done. And that's who I am as an athlete. So I always want to be out there and don't want to put it in anyone else's hand. That's just part of the reason why I became a quarterback. The thing that fascinated me most about being a quarterback was you get to touch the ball every single play. And so you get to dictate whether the play's good or bad, even when you hand the ball off. If you don't carry out your boot or you don't do stuff like that, you can put your offense in a bad situation. So that has always appealed to me. I always want to go for it. But when I'm a head coach one day or an offensive coordinator, I don't know if I'll be as aggressive.
You mentioned your receiving core, and you got this in there, and Luther and C. Have you seen in him that's just kind of built your trust and maybe elevated your confidence in him even more at key times?
Yeah, he's so fluid. I'm like just watching him run, like his route running ability is good. Not a lot of teams play us in man coverage, so it's hard. A lot of times because he's one of our better route runners, we have him on a lot of man winners. And a lot of teams decide to play me in zone for whatever reason that is. And so sometimes his target share is not that high. But what he does a great job is when he's over the middle, like you said, 2 weeks ago when we were at home, he caught 2 balls over the middle just fearlessly. And as a quarterback, when you're able to just throw it to a spot and trust your receiver to get to that area, it gives you so much confidence. And at this point in the season, guys like Cephas, guys like Luther, they're not rookies anymore. We're 9 games in. There's no excuse on being a rookie. When you break the huddle, you better know what you're doing. You better know the rules. You better use your waggle. And I felt like last week we took a step back with our waggles and with our we kind of maybe we'd let the heat or I don't know, 8 game out of 10 games straight. And so I challenged our receivers this game. We have to use our waggles because they're so damn quick. We have fast receivers. We have big receivers. We have guys who can get down the field. And when we don't use the waggle to our advantage, we're only hurting ourselves offensively. So I love our receiving core. Austin Mack and I have picked up right where we left off from 2023. Keon moved out to the wide side. You see him catching footballs and carrying guys for first downs. I thought O'Leary Orange had his 2 best games the last 2 weeks of catching physical balls over the middle on long second downs. And then like we talked about, TJ and Cephas are no longer rookies, guys I can count on to beat man coverage, to understand where they're at, get their depth, catch the ball in traffic.
After practice or walkthrough today, long extended chant amongst the players. There just seems to be like you guys are 6-3. There's no concern, but there's a little feel we got something to show collectively as a group. Every player I've talked to didn't like the game in Montreal, from physicality, emotional, everything. You talk about the waggle, and you beat on good teams before, Cody. Like sometimes there's the dog days. Doesn't seem like it's here at this group. There seems to be a lot of excitement to want to prove that we're still a good team tomorrow.
Absolutely. I think, the narrative has changed with this football team because we've played 2 really good teams and lost. But at the end of the day, if you take a step back and you look, we just took both the teams that were in the Grey Cup last year and we split 1-1 with them. Like that right there is a feat within itself. So we believe we're a good football team. Did we play our best ball in Montreal? Absolutely not. And we know that. But Killam had me break down the team. And most of the time I'm always talking to the offense. So the defense guys get fired up when I usually give them a speech. And so just hearing that and hearing them chant and get excited for when I'm talking just goes to show how collective a group we are. Like we want to play for each other. And sometimes you get on football teams where it's offense over here, defense over here. We are such a collective group and we're all together. And like, we know that at some point, Chad Kelly's going to make a play down the field. We got to pick up our defense. We know at some point their defense is going to make a play. Our defense has to get on the field and stop them. And then special teams is going to be the great equalizer. I think our special teams got called out this week about just not playing to their our standards. So I'm excited to see how they answer that call, because when one side of the ball, you have to win 2 of the 3 phases in the CFL to win football games on a consistent basis. When your special teams isn't the great equalizer, offensively and defensively, you have to play so perfect. And that's really hard to do for 4 quarters. So when you have a special teams unit that can contribute and can take some pressure off your offense or defense, it helps you get in those games in the fourth quarter. And I think that's why that game got away from us in Montreal. Like, none of the phases won. We were winning at times and the game was close, but over the course of the 4 quarters, we lost all 3 phases. And that's been our biggest loss this year. And it's because none of the sides of the ball showed up.
But defenders seem to be a little bit more overtly or outwardly emotional, and probably because, you got to be physical, because as the offense, you kind of get to know where you're going. They got to. Do you speak different when you talk to the defensive group to the offensive group?
There's a couple more F-bombs, I think, in there, and a couple more just like rah-rah. There's a little bit more rah-rah. But to your point, I think of it like 2 types of music. When you're on offense, it's jazz, classical. It's very methodic how you do it. You go down the field. It's pretty. It's cleaned up, buttoned up. Defense is just like run through a brick wall, rock and roll, hardcore, rock. Just that's how you got to be as a defender. Like, you see some guys in the locker room juicing themselves up. Like, I'm listening to country calm stuff in my earphones before the game, and some guys are listening to rock, banging their head against the locker, and it's just like 2 different types of guys, right? But you need that on defense, because every single play is physicality. And like, for a quarterback, if you're trying to run into guys and run guys over, you're not going to play 18 games. So it's just crazy how it's just a different thought process.
So there's Cody Fajardo. We had a good laugh afterwards about the passing, but it is something they've been better there. Now, one area where they still need to improve is the red zone. The Elks offense has a lot of great stats, despite not being able to punch the ball in. Like, their 53% conversion rate in the red zone, it's lowest in the league, passing. So the passing percentage, I think, is 53.8% inside the red zone. And, that comes, I think, a combination of everybody. Play calling. They've had some drops, right? They've had 3 drops in the red zone that have been, that can't happen. And you look at Cephas, and the other thing there that I found interesting was listening to him talk about challenge the receivers to use the waggle to their advantage. And, Jeff asked, hey, what's the waggle? So waggle, for any of you who don't know, it's when the receiver comes up to the line of scrimmage in motion, right? It's one of the great aspects of the CFL. And it is clearly an advantage for the receiver if you use it properly. But if you're not coming out of your waggle at full speed, well, guess what? Your advantage is gone. So, it's a small little detail. Like, there was a lot. They just weren't crisp last week in Montreal. They weren't. And you know what? Every game is not going to be a Picasso, and they weren't there. I'm expecting a much better effort physically, mentally, execution-wise for them on Saturday. It's hard to blow out Toronto because they can score a lot. But I think the Elks are going to come out firing and ready, and they need to be, because Toronto, they got some confidence. They won despite throwing 4 interceptions from Chad Kelly. They still found a way to beat Vernon Adams and the Stampeders. And Vernon, they had 170 yards passing. They only had 12 completions against the Argos defense last week. So Edmonton's, they're going to have to be ready. I don't expect them to overlook Toronto. Sometimes a good old-fashioned butt kicking is a good thing for a team. It just gets everybody focused. They're like, okay, you know what? They had some emotional games against Saskatchewan, and they just maybe couldn't elevate again. But that's also a good learning curve, because if you want to win in the playoffs, you got to be able to show up and go. Now, I guess if you finish first, then technically you only have to win 2 games. But, if you're finishing second, you got to win the West Semi, then you got to win the West Final, then you got to win the Grey Cup. 3 big games, 3 weeks in a row. So for a young group that hasn't had any playoff taste in a long time, it was probably a good experience to go into Montreal and realize, you know what? You got to find a way to get yourself ready in a big game 3 weeks in a row. So that part was good. We got, we'll take a quick break. We got a lot of text to get to. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. As we get to Connor Halley and the Sports 1440 update, brought to you by Go Auto. This weekend, driving around, you're shopping, looking for a car, go to goauto.ca. They got 17,000 vehicles to choose from. Your color, your brand, they got it. Goauto.ca.
The Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays kicking off a weekend series with the Yankees tonight. First pitch, 5:15. We'll have it for you here on Sports 1440, AM feed only, following the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere, you got the Reds and the Marlins. White Sox take on the Tigers. Rays host the Orioles. Mariners in Houston. Athletics taking on the Rangers. And the Brewers head to Los Angeles. Cubs earlier today blanking the Cards 3-0. In the CFL, Week 11 rolls on. Winnipeg and Ottawa. 6:30 kickoff tomorrow. The Elks try to improve to 7-3 on the season when they host the Toronto Argonauts. At the FedEx St. Jude Championship right now, Scotty Scheffler atop the leaderboard, 11 under par. He's 9 under today. As for the Canadians, Sudarshan Yamaraju is at -5. Nick Taylor 3 under. Corey Connors 2 over par. He's tied for 53rd. NFL preseason rolling on tonight. Falcons, Broncos. The Bucks hit New York to take on the Jets, and the Commanders hosting the Miami Dolphins. Off the field, Atlanta Falcons edge James Pierce Jr. has been suspended for 8 games for violation of the NFL's personal conduct policy. He'll be eligible for reinstatement on November 2nd. At the Canadian Junior Football League, the Huskies will host Winnipeg down at Jasper Place Bowl on Sunday. Wildcats on the road on Sunday, taking on the Hilltops. Both games starting at noon. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll get to the stats today and be joined by our co-host, Wanye Gretz from Daily Faceoff Edmonton. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
It's Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Everything is going to be okay. Any business, regardless of size, can stumble occasionally. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. If your business is facing financial challenges, our team of chartered insolvency and restructuring professionals have corporate debt recovery solutions that work. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. Chances of a positive outcome increase if you engage Faber sooner rather than later.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Tee up for a great day on the course and support the Stony Plain Eagles Senior Men's Hockey Club. It's the Stony Plain Eagles Golf Tournament. Gather your foursome and join the Eagles August 25th at the Links at Spruce Grove for a 2 p.m. shotgun start. Enjoy a fantastic afternoon of golf, great company, and friendly competition, all while supporting the Stony Plain Eagles. Get all the details and register today at stonyplaineagles.com. What if one moment changed everything? The turn of the key to your dream home. The roar of the crowd from your Oilers season seats. The trip you've always talked about. With the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery, winning is just the beginning for you and for them. You could win the $2.4 million grand prize show home plus $100,000 cash and more incredible prizes. And every ticket makes a life-changing difference for Stollery kids and their families. Change lives. Support Stollery kids. Be mighty. Get your tickets now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
Hi, Edmonton. If the Subaru Outback is on your wish list, now's the time to act. With only limited inventory available, these award-winning SUVs won't be here for long. The Outback has earned an IIHS top safety pick or higher for 17 consecutive years, combining legendary Subaru capability, confidence in every season, and the versatility to take you almost anywhere. Reserve yours today before they're gone. Visit your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Your weekend hotspot is at On the Rocks.
Party with Edmonton's best bands every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we got them all.
From the Barkells to Tallboy, Radioactive, Curves, the Brute Squad, Morningwood, Roxilla, Punch Buggy, and more.
Plus, the guy who keeps the party going every weekend. DJ Kenny K on the ones and twos, live.
Get ready to have a good time this weekend.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Jasper Ave and 118th.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Can Torque. We offer sale, rental, repair, and calibration of hydraulic, pneumatic, and battery-powered torque wrenches, stud tensioners, and flange maintenance equipment. Order today at cantorque.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday continues on. How are you? Gregor, Halley, Kruger. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Thanks as always for listening. Thanks for watching the show. Downloading it later on. We appreciate it. Maybe you're listening on Tuned In, Radio Player. It's great. Wherever you are. Thank you very much for making Sports 1440 and specifically the Gregor Show part of your day today. We enjoy it. Hopefully, you are looking forward to the weekend. If you're a Jays fan, dare to dream. They're getting themselves back in it, but there's still long ways to go. But at least they're in the conversation, right? The season's not lost. They made some trades at the deadline, traded away some guys. Man, that Soriano pickup looks genius. I'll be honest. I'll give him a lot of credit, man. They traded away a starting pitcher in Kevin Gausman, then got a younger one in Soriano. So I like that deal. So the Jays got 59 wins. Detroit has 60 wins. Texas has 60. The Twins have 60. Cleveland has 59. Baltimore 58. Now the Jays have played a few more games than these teams. Detroit has played 121. The Jays have played 123. So the Jays, not only after this next stretch of 9 games where they play Yankees, Rays, Yankees, after that, they have a pretty good schedule as far as teams they play against, not being as competitive, and they'll have a few extra days off in that time. So it does matter if all of a sudden, you're going a stretch of 12 straight games. Maybe you have 1 or 2 bad games, your bullpen gets taxed, and that could be the difference in a playoff race. So we'll see. Now, we could argue here's the part of all the teams in the playoff race that's kind of mind-blowing to me. The Detroit Tigers have a record of 60 wins and 61 losses. But they have the best runs against differential in the entire American League. They're plus 90. How the hell are you 1 game under 500 at plus 90? The Rangers are 2 games under, they're minus 41. The Twins are 3 games under, they're minus 38. Cleveland's 4 games under, they're minus 30. The Jays are 5 games under, they're minus 61. But they're only 2 games back of the Tigers. The Tigers are plus 90. The Yankees are plus 89. And the Yankees are 15 games over 500. So the problem is, I think when Detroit is, I'd have to go back and look at all their games. I'm guessing they've got a lot of really big blowout games where they crush teams. And then they've lost quite a few tight games. But I don't know if I can ever recall a team being below 500 and a plus 90 run differential. Plus 90. Now, the National League has 4 teams better than that. The Cubbies are plus 111. The Braves are plus 124. Milwaukee's plus 131. And the Dodgers are plus 141. But, look at those teams. The Cubs are 21 games over 500. The Brewers are 28 games over 500. Atlanta's 25 and LA's 24. And then you got the Detroit Tigers. That's crazy to me that you can be that dominant as far as winning game, as far as outscoring your opponent all year long, but can't win games. So they can blow you out and then they lose too many tight games. Cons, I'd love to find out how many 1-run losses do the Tigers have. I'm guessing they got to be close.
I'll tell you, in the last 3 weeks, they've beat the Giants 8-0, Seattle 11-0, the Athletics 11-0, and Baltimore 14-0.
So just in the last 12 games?
The last one would have been the 28th of July.
So that's plus 40. You said 14, 12, 11, and 8?
Yeah, and there was a 13-1 in there as well. So as of late, they've crushed some.
Oh, they're crushing teams lately. Wow. Still, though, they're still plus 90.
Yeah.
And the Jays are minus. So think about it. They're plus 90. The Jays are minus 61. And they're only separated by 2 games. Sports, baby. That's when anyone tells you reality TV, just say, I'll watch sports, because that's reality TV. It's not scripted. You don't know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. Completely unpredictable. So there you have it. Got a lot of texts coming in. Hey, boys, until the Jays are at 500, it's not really worth talking about. Well, I would disagree. Texas, Minnesota, Cleveland, Toronto, Baltimore, they're all under 500. So is Detroit. So what do you mean? You can't even say that. You can't say that you have to be 500. It's worth talking about. All the teams in the race are under 500 as we speak. So that's just how it goes. Right? I keep saying, though, like, you can get excited about it if you're a Jays fan. And when we see where they're at after their next 9 games, because that's going to be the big measuring stick for the Jays. Tampa Bay is absolutely rolling right now. They've won 9 in a row and they're crushing teams. They got Baltimore, so they'll be you'll be rooting for for them to take care of business over the Orioles right away. And then when they take them on, you'll be like, well, maybe the Blue Jays can win. We'll see. But at least the Jays, it's not just like, oh my God, they're out of it. Because it wasn't long ago that there were 6.5 games out. Now suddenly they're only 2 games out. They've gained 4.5 games in the last 10 days. That's good. That's a positive. So we'll see where it goes from there. Hey, Gregor, you mentioned rookie camp and training camp. Do you know yet if any of those are open to the public? I think they're the rookie game. They always have a rookie game. That one I think is open. I'm trying to remember last year. Did they have a training camp day that was open to the public? I think it's the Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So they will start. So that would be if there's a day that's open, I think it's the 18th, but I'll double check. To be honest, I'm not really into to preseason mode, but I'm just trying to go off memory here. And I do know that there's been days where training camp is open to the public. And my gut tells me last year was definitely when they have the scrimmages on the Saturday. So remember, everything's condensed this year. It's a lot shorter. The entire NHL preseason is 8 days this year. And here's one thing I noticed, Cons. As let's go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. Stop in this weekend, download the McDonald's app, and you can get cones for only $1. You could be your hero, mom or dad. You got a vehicle full of kids, gosh, $5. 5 cones. It's a good deal, only at McDonald's. And the NHL released their preseason schedule today, and it starts on Saturday the 19th. The Oilers are one of those teams playing. They're at home against Winnipeg, 6 o'clock start. Then they play on the 22nd, the 24th, and they finish. So the entire league, everybody starts on the 19th, and they all finish on the 26th. Everybody. That's the first time that's ever happened. And because there's only 4 games, but you know what I noticed? Now, the NHL said you have 4 preseason games. But then I took some time and looked up in the NHL preseason schedule, and what? Montreal and Ottawa each have 5 preseason games. Here's why. So Montreal, on the 19th of Saturday, them and Toronto are going to play each 1 game in Montreal, 1 game in Toronto. It's like a split squad. Oiler fans, you're well aware of that. They used to start the preseason against Calgary that way. So Montreal and Toronto. So there's 2 games. That's on Saturday, the 19th. Then Montreal and Ottawa play Monday, and that's the Kraft Hockeyville game. They're playing at Trois-Rivières, Quebec, at the Colisée, and it's Montreal versus Ottawa on Monday, the 21st. Then on Saturday, the 26th, Montreal at Ottawa, split squad. Ottawa at Montreal, split squad. So they have 5 games. Now, their veterans are still only allowed to play 2. It's my understanding. I just find it, I don't know, maybe it doesn't bother you, but it just seems a little weird to me. Why do their prospects get an extra game? I know they're going to say it's because it's the Craftville game. Sure, but you don't have to have split squad games. Right? If they're playing on Monday, why do they have to have a split squad game? Because Ottawa and Toronto play split squad games. One in Ottawa, one in Toronto on Wednesday, the 23rd. So Toronto's preseason wrapped up on Wednesday, the 23rd, and then they start the regular season the following week. But there's a small little, quirk of the schedule. But it said that there was only going to be 4 preseason games. And now in the first preseason, 2 teams have 5. Just saying that it's a little bit different. It's not 4, it's 5. Split squad games count. Right? You still have to have the rule of 8 veterans. That rule doesn't change. So don't be surprised if Montreal and Ottawa sign a few guys to PTOs, because they will need some veteran bodies to ensure that they get to have enough veterans in those games. Keep in mind, they're veterans of 100 or more NHL games can only play 2 preseason games. The Oilers will play the Saturday, the 19th at 6 o'clock in Edmonton. Then they play in Winnipeg at 6 o'clock Edmonton time on the 22nd. Then they are in Vancouver at 7 o'clock Edmonton time. And then they play Saturday, the 26th against Calgary at 7 p.m. If you're wondering about TV based on previous years, the Edmonton-Vancouver game would most likely be on Sportsnet. And if you have the NHL package, Winnipeg's games usually are on TSN. So if you're wondering about the TV in advance, obviously they will always be online streaming. But if you want to watch it on actual television, that's usually where it is at. So there you go. Hey, Greg, the NFL does the same thing for the Hall of Fame game. So what, those teams play an extra game in the preseason? Every year? Cons, is that right?
That is right, yep.
Okay,
So
Kraft Hockeyville has become the equivalent of it?
Looks like it,
okay,
yeah.
but here's my only debate against that is the Hall of Fame game plays 1 week before. No other teams are playing that weekend in preseason.
Correct.
Right? So I understand why they do that, because they say, okay, they get an extra one, but they still play the same 3 weeks. This is in the span of a week where you could have said, yeah, we'll play the Kraft Hockeyville game. But then they don't have to have 2 split squad games against each other 2 nights later. Right? That to me is the slight difference. Like, I don't think it matters that much at the end of the day. I just found it a little odd considering the new one that they're doing. So, hey, boys, I looked it up. The Tigers are plus 66 in their last 14 games. Oh, yeah. I guess when they're winning big. So plus 66, but still in their previous games, there still would have been plus then 24, right? Plus 24 in the previous games where they would have been under 500 too. So it's just still rare to be under 500 and to be that plus. Like, we've seen teams in the NHL be like 1 or 2, 3, 4 games under 500 and be like +2 in the goal for differential. That can happen, but plus 24, usually that means you have a winning record. Hey, Gregor, what about the time zone thing with us not changing? Well, that doesn't, for the Oilers right now, there is, I think, well, obviously when they go to the West Coast, but home games, there's 2 of them right now that are scheduled to be Saturday night, 9 o'clock. Edmonton time starts, which we all know means the puck drop is closer to to 9:15. That is that's not ideal. Now you know what Central teams had to deal with in the playoffs, because a lot of their games are starting around like 9:00 local time. Crazy. But I know that in the United States, they passed the law to not change time zones anymore, and then it's going to the Senate. Now I don't know, Cons. Maybe you can look it up on the fly. I don't know when that vote is for the Senate. Is it going to happen now, or when would it occur? I don't know. So if that changes, and all of the U.S. is doing it, then Eastern Canada is going to have no choice. But BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan are not changing anymore. And it's clear that the U.S. is, they're basically down the stretch. I don't see why the Senate would oppose it.
The Senate is currently in recess, doesn't return until the 14th of September. So
they could vote on it, though, before the actual time change, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not till, was it October?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe, because once they do it, and if all of the United States is going to do it, then Eastern Canada is going to have no choice, right? So we'll see where that goes. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Take a quick break. Wanye Gretz will join us next. Here's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is your #1 air conditioning company. So when you can't take living in oppressive heat any longer, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If your hot, sticky sheets keep you up all night, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you've decided that you deserve to be cool and comfortable, call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no payments, no interest for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
They're going all out to earn your business at Wolf GMC Buick. Right now, they're seriously overstocked on over 400 pieces of inventory on clearance and ready to move. See for yourself. Click on the clearance tab at wolfgmcbuick.com. And it gets even better. Employee pricing continues with huge cash discounts, 0% purchase financing, and low lease rates on select vehicles. Once again, see their website for details and stop in today. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Hey, hon, I'm getting expressions and images to frame my hockey card collection in the man cave.
Perfect. I'll come with you and bring our wedding photos. For sports memorabilia and family treasures, think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back. LeadingEdgePhysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Oodle Noodle Origins. In 1864, Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudel, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the new world. At Ellis Island, Nudel was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as Oodle Noodle.
He came home, and right away I saw that look in his eyes. I knew what was coming. Before I could even speak, he raised his hand
and just kept texting me, asking where I was, demanding I respond immediately or I'd regret it. It hurt.
More than you can imagine.
Tech abuse is real abuse. If you or someone you know is using technology to harm or control, change is possible. Learn how to end the violence at alberta.ca/endgbv. A message from the Government of Alberta.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Emerald Equipment. Emerald Equipment is Edmonton's newest dealer for Yanmar compact equipment. Machines built tough for jobs that don't quit. Get your new Yanmar compact track loaders with ASV Posi Track at Emerald Equipment.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Pause Friday continues on. Welcome back. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. I remind you, $40 million up for grabs tonight. Lotto Max and 40 prizes of $100,000. Hey, I'd love you to win the big prize, but it's a pretty good consolation prize, $100K. Boom. And that's a real $100K, not the NBA guys who say it's not really what it is. So that's even better for you at PlayAlberta.ca. As we welcome in Wanye Gretz to the show. Wanye, how you doing?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Oh, yeah, very serious today.
Well, it's been a week.
Oh, yeah?
How are you?
Your hat's on backwards. Like, ooh, that's when I know it's serious.
I said
and a Major League Baseball hat.
Because it fits.
Oh.
I don't have the luxury when I go into lids to say, these are my favorite teams. I say, this is the size of my head. And they say,
What, you have like a big cranium?
What? Yes, indeed I do.
Like, what size is your melon?
8 at a minimum profit.
Are those rare? 8 profits?
Depends on the day. Depends on the lids.
That's big.
Thank you, sir.
That's big.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, see, but I worked with Bronte. Like, come on, buddy. Him and Yukon, like the Bison twins. Like those were like I think Bronte was 8 1/4. Oh, yeah.
Well, when I go in, I don't say go Oilers. I say this is my head size, and they say today you're an Astros fan. So I have an Astros hat.
Really?
Let's go Astros.
So there's a limited edition of 8 hats going around?
Sometimes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who knew? So, yeah, you and Rashad kind of both have big melons now that I think about it.
Come on now.
Yeah. No, Rashad has pretty big melon. Like his is like, it's kind of weird. It's like an elongated, kind of long. Yeah.
Like an alien head.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I feel proportionate. I think overall.
Yeah, like your head doesn't look that overly big.
When I was little,
for you.
I looked like a lollipop.
Oh, okay.
And I would honestly fall over.
Mhm.
Well, then I grew into it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my son at birth. He was like a 96 percentile of melon, but now it's just kind of normal size. So, but I still, speaking of that, we still bug him about it because now he's old enough. He's getting that age where you can kind of have chirps to your son. But he went to the doctor, and his doctor just, you know how they have like the growth chart, and you're in this percentile, and that, they height and weight and everything. And usually you don't want to, I guess if you're in the 98% in length, okay, you're probably going to be taller, great, but they just never want your child to be too small or too light, right? Just whatever. And so he's reading the chart and whatever, and he sits down with them. And my son would have been, I don't know, 6 or 7 at the time. And I wasn't there, but my wife had taken him to it. And then they come back, and he's sitting in his in the car seat on the way home. And she goes like, he's very quiet. He's not saying anything. And she looks back, and you're okay. And all of a sudden he kind of starts crying. She's like, what's wrong? He goes, well, I don't want to be 5'7" because the doctor. Because in his eye, he always wanted to be taller. Like kids now, well, any parent knows, like when your kids get to a certain age, like their whole lot in life is if they can be taller than their parents, right? Like you're sitting there, you're measuring, oh, I'm taller than mom. Oh, maybe I'm taller than dad. It's like a big deal, right? Or your sibling for sure. And so we get back, and I'm like, and there's like, oh yeah, he's all like, what's wrong? Like he was razzed. Yeah, doctor said I'm only going to be 5'6". Said, son, like there's no chance. Right. Like that's just wrong. You would have read it wrong. Don't worry about it. Well, look, like I read the chart here. Look, because look at the chart where the angle, he just read the wrong dot. That's all. He was probably rushing and didn't really think about it, and away you go. So, but every now, like when he's doing it, I said, well, buddy, you're almost at your height, almost at 5'6".
I tell Wanye Jr., who's only 5, you have to lie flat if you want to get taller and stretch. So whenever he asks, how can I want to be tall? I say, you got to lie down on the ground. You got to stretch.
So you see that they had this thing online that was talking about doing certain exercises every day to elongate that helps lengthen your spine, and that people are actually feel like they're getting taller by doing that. It was a whole thing, and there's some science behind it. And I'm like, I could see it because we are definitely kids who sit down for long periods of time. They are saying it's stunting their growth.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because if you're not as active, you're not upright as much, it's not doing it. So, right, that's why you got to get up and move and do it more often. Like, obviously as an adult for sure, but I always wonder because, you see a lot of your parents and then suddenly you're like, God, my mom used to be taller, right? And like my mom now, she's 81. My mom is not 5'7" anymore.
She's going the other way.
Oh, yeah, big time. But there are things they say that can lengthen your ability to maintain your height longer, and walking and being active is definitely a big one. So
you can also get screws in your shins.
yeah, that's, these are natural things. I'm sure you can cheat on anything if you want.
There's
Just
a surgery.
Just get lifts. Like, why not just get lifts then?
Get lifts
Right?
and surgery.
Right? Go find, Kramer's buddy and get some lifts. No big deal.
I can't think of what would be a more painful surgery than them breaking your shin bones, putting in an elongator, and then fusing it to both shins.
No thanks.
I'd rather go lifts.
You think? Yes, for sure. Not at all, man. Would not. Guys, get an inversion table. Does that actually work? I don't know.
Is that one of those like
That's
like
the
a
one where you
physio
hang, I
table?
think you hang upside down. They say that's, but then the blood rushes to your head, so you got to be leery of it. You're not supposed to do that with no one else around in case you can't get up.
I would not be first in line for one of those.
Yeah, inversion tables, not really. Guys, I have the opposite problem. I have a small head, and they often put me in youth hats. My son's had those in the 9th percentile. Height and weight is in the 3rd for Michelle. Ooh. Smart kid.
I'd be interested to know what your hat size is.
Yeah. Yeah, Michelle, what is your hat size?
Yeah. Small head.
Now, but what's the difference between, like, a youth hat would probably fit better because the it's not as tall.
True.
Right? So then it fits better on, because there are certain hats, if you don't have like a tall forehead, you don't want a big hat. Otherwise, it just looks too big on you.
Cheaper too.
The junior hats are cheaper.
Oh yeah, it's like adults who can wear kids' shoes.
Yeah.
You're saving a ton of money.
Well, dude, my son just got out of the junior skates this year. So went to buy skates. I'm like, what the hell happened? It's like $300 more. I'm like, it's a half size. Like, that is a racket.
That's wild.
Right? You go from a size, I think it's size 7. And then once you're above, now you're 7.5. Now you're in seniors all of a sudden. I'm like, so you're telling me that half size has that much more material? That is a great issue. Great strategy that they have. Great strategy. So, like, Cons, how many hats do you own? Because you're quite a hat guy. Like 50?
That I wear like maybe 10, but I probably own like north of 30. Yeah.
Where do you store them all?
I have a closet that I store them all.
And
in.
so are they stored nicely?
No.
Oh, they're just packed away.
Yeah, they're kind of just packed away. There's a few Benny likes to grab.
Okay,
Random ones.
My cousin Scott used to have like a hat collection, and he was like they were hung up and stored very like meticulously. One of our buddies, Sean, he used to work in the clothing industry. Like, this guy has, no joke, like 130 pairs of shoes, and he like running shoes. Like, I'm talking shoes I've never seen before, like limited editions that he got traveling around, and he has them in the box. He takes the box out. You wear them maybe once and they go back in the box, and they are in pristine condition. Like and my son's a real big sneaker guy. He actually gave my son, because like, oh, you'll grow into these. He gave him a pair of kicks that were like limited edition ones. He's like, and he has 2 daughters. He's like, I can't even hand them down to him. Like, they don't really wear them. So, but there are some shoes that were like made once. It was limited edition or something, and that's it. And there's some wild shoes, man.
I can see why some shoe people don't wear them. Like, they're almost an investment at that point, like memorabilia or a collectible or something.
But I think then, like, once you open the box, I don't know if is it a collector item anymore? I have no idea.
I don't know, but respect to
like
wear
a
them.
hockey card, right? Like, people who have their hockey cards, and like Brad, our producer Brad, he's big into hockey cards and baseball, well, anything. And so you keep them, like, people will buy the box and then they don't even open the box.
Oh, yeah.
Just wait, and then they sell it later on. And you're like, maybe there's something in there. Like, that's a racket, man.
It's crazy how collectibles have come back as strongly as they have in the last few years.
Yeah. Wow. And to the point of lunacy, like the Pokemon card. You ever hear Pokemon at Costco? Like, when Pokemon cards go on sale, you want to avoid Costco. It is, it's a different, like, people get rattled.
What's life like in the future? Well, I'll tell you what. You don't want to be at Costco when the Pokemon cards come out in 2026. It is wild.
I read this text too fast. I thought it said, I actually have a nice rack. But he actually says, I actually have a nice hat rack. I bought off Amazon on my way home. I'll show you a picture. But I read the thing and I'm like, well, that's maybe a little bit. We don't need those type of like, hey, I'm not opposed to seeing a nice rack, but you can't be sending it to us. You know what I mean? Like that's just not, a hat rack. Sure. But we don't need the picture. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
But reading that fast, I was kind of like, ooh, it's Positive Friday for us. Here we go.
They're from Cat Dad, though. Remember the name.
Yeah, that's true. But I do like the positivity. Hey, I have a nice rack.
Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate that. You know what? If I had a nice rack, I'd probably be pretty confident about it too.
I'd be advertising.
Nothing wrong with that. Why wouldn't you? Right? I see a lot of people now do it nowadays. Not a lot of room left for the imagination on some of those posts that you see pop up on your feed. You're like, what? Get this out of here.
Not in this day and age. No, you're right.
No, it's weird. Hey guys, I'm the same way as Michelle. The only adult size hat that fits me is the 3930 small. Youth hats fit me perfect. From Trailer Park Ryan. So do they call you Pinhead? I'm just curious. Because like I called my buddy Marty Bisonhead because he had a huge melon, right? So I just wonder if you got that small of a head, like is Pinhead, P-head? Like what do they call you? Your buddies have to have a nickname for you, Ryan. Guaranteed they do.
As long as it's all proportional, you're fine.
Yeah, that's true. Like, does your head look that? Like, do people walk around and she's like, I got a small head?
Probably not.
Like, it's funny, like big heads, you'll notice, like somebody walks in and she's like, geez, look at the cranium on that dude. I don't really notice like many super small heads. I haven't seen many.
Now you're making me wonder. If
think about it. Like, do you know anybody who has a small head?
Large.
Like Bag Milk's, you know what? You'd think he'd have a bigger head, but he actually has a pretty small head.
I'd say everything on him. He's probably 6 feet tall. He's proportionate.
He is nuts, dude.
I don't know.
Bag Milk is not close to 6 feet tall.
I don't know.
Like he's like Sam Gagne 5'10", which means he's probably 5'9".
Were they rounding up for Sam?
Of course.
It's a nice touch.
Most of those guys do, dude. Like you see that, 5'10" or 5'11", and I'm like, what? I don't exaggerate, like, because I went and get measured. My wife said, why don't you call yourself 6'1"? I'm like, because I'm not officially 6'1". I'm just under. So I just say I'm 6 feet. So I'd look like a tall 6 feet, but I'm not officially 6'1". And so when I go and you see guys, I'm like, there is no chance. Now, I know that some days, like, they get off the ice, they're barefoot, right? So you wear shoes, so you accommodate for that. But it's not like I've got big shoes by any stretch, but I'm still like, dude, there is no chance you are 5'10". Like, as you get to know guys, I always chuckle about it. I'm like, do they stretch you guys before you get measured? They just ask to add a bit, right? I get it because people see it, especially if you're a defenseman. If you're a smaller D-man, you are for sure. You're standing there, your tippy toes, okay, get up against the wall, right? Where they measure you and you're like on your heels, for sure you would be. You'd be trying to lift off a bit. I could see it.
They say on dating apps, no one's 5'11". Like you have to pick your height and your weight and your build.
So they're all 6 feet or 5'10"?
Everybody rounds up.
Oh, yeah.
You want to stand out. There's a tip to you fellas. Say you're 5'11".
Oh, really?
Because there's no.
Well, they'd automatically assume you're honest. I guess so.
There's a little tip.
Mm-hmm.
Friday afternoon.
Yeah. Nice. I like it. Hey, Greg, can you ask Brad if there's any stores that are trustworthy, give fair prices on old cars? From Brett. You know what? Brad will be all over that. He knows the places to go. So, but see, nowadays, like it is such a competitive market that old cars are only good if they're like in good condition, right? Like they have the ranking, and I've seen it. Like I've seen a 9 card, and I'm like, God, it looks like perfect to me, but it's not, because it's got like one small, like minuscule defect that you wouldn't see unless you get a magnifying glass out, and they're like, sorry, not a 10.
Can't you sell those kind of cards online?
Well, I'm sure you can.
Do you send it in? Like, how does that work?
Wow, that's the other thing.
Trust us. Send it in.
Yeah, send us the card.
Send it to us.
Take a picture of it.
We'll take good care of your card.
Yeah. So. Hey guys, Wanye saying it's all proportion. Sorry, bud. Everyone makes fun of your big head regardless of what you tell yourself. Delta Valley Jeff.
Delta Valley Jeff. On this, a positive Friday.
Yeah. Someone must have, every now and then. But I always make fun of it before anybody else can, because then it ruins, and they're all like, what? Yeah, that's right.
But I'm tall.
Yeah. No, your melon doesn't look outwardly proportionate. Like even Bronte, Bronte had a big melon, but he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
So he could pull it off. Right. It's like Yukon. Like Yukon's got a really big head. Like his neck muscles are strained all the time. Like I bet you if you went and we did like a neck strength contest, you'd probably have a pretty strong
I'd
neck.
be there too.
Yeah, right. Deck, not so much. No, I don't think so. But you probably have the strong neck muscles. Hey, boys, I'm going to the Elks game, my first in 4 years. Have to say I'm pretty excited. They brought me back in. I like the direction that Morris and Hervey are taking the team. My question is, with the new concourse and everything else, now, the concourse is older than 4 years.
Nothing new in the concourse.
Not in 4 years.
No.
So, nothing new there, Bob. I think you'll get in. But I will recommend, if it's your first time going to the facility in 4 years, just make sure you enter on the west side of the stadium. Just go there, even if you're coming off the LRT or whatever, or you can park it because you can park it at Old Northlands at the Expo, and then they will shuttle you to the game. It's fantastic. But just go and walk around and see all the tailgating, and walk through it, man. It is awesome. Everybody's very friendly. You just wheel in there. It's a great time. The tailgaters get there early. I wonder what time they're going tomorrow. Must be like 9 a.m. because it's a 1 o'clock kickoff. Tailgaters, let us know what time you get there. 9 o'clock tomorrow. Some of you diehards getting there earlier. Probably like tomorrow could be like a brunch/breakfast day. You got the barbecue, but then you bring in like the old metal cake pan so you can mix up some eggs and bacon on the Barbie. Oh, be fantastic.
We were there last game and went tailgating, and my only advice would be we need publicly available food trucks out there. Unless you wheel up with your own barbecue and truck.
Well, the tailgaters do.
But I'm saying, like, as a person showing up, just walking
Well, maybe
through.
what you do is you bring your backpack with some hot dogs in it, and then you show up and say, hey, buddy, I brought some hot dogs. So always bring more, and then they'll let you use their barbecue because you're supplying the hot dogs for the group.
Well, we were walking around the perimeter like, certainly something's for sale here. Nothing.
No, that's actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Now, I'm trying to think where they could line up the food truck. I guess maybe on that road, right? The road between Clark and Commonwealth.
They have like a rides.
But I thought I saw a food truck there last week.
Nope.
No?
We did the whole loop.
Really?
We were waiting for the stadium to open because
Okay.
we were there to party. One of us was 5.
Armin Darrell says tailgate kicks off 3 hours before. So everybody will be pulling in at 10 o'clock. But that's a perfect brunch, man. Like, have you ever barbecued? Anybody who's camped, right? Like when you make breakfast on the campfire, it's a classic. I love it. Let's take a quick break. We'll return. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. And we're going to hear from Jordan Maximic, the offensive coordinator of the Elks.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit JapaEquipment.com or stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Founded by a former pro motorsports competitor, Evolve Wheels and Tires brings decades of experience in custom wheels, lowering kits, lift kits, and accessories. Visit Evolve Wheels and Tires in West Edmonton, Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride. Evolve your experience.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience, All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Tee up for a great day on the course and support the Stony Plain Eagles Senior Men's Hockey Club. It's the Stony Plain Eagles Golf Tournament. Gather your foursome and join the Eagles August 25th at the Links at Spruce Grove for a 2 p.m. shotgun start. Enjoy a fantastic afternoon of golf, great company, and friendly competition, all while supporting the Stony Plain Eagles. Get all the details and register today at stonyplaineagles.com.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Canadian Tire's Back to Class Big Red Sale is on. Save up to 60% on our can't miss big deals. Oh, that's loud. Exactly. So they can't miss it.
Exclusions apply. Ends August 20th.
Course to this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Looking for a tasty lunch? Papa John's has you covered. Get a small 2-topping pizza for only $9.99 with code S999 at papajohns.ca. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Positive Friday rolls through. Gregor, Wanye, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, a busy Friday afternoon. You got a big weekend for the Jays, starting a 3-game set against the Yankees. You got golf playoffs, young Canadian currently in top 5. You have the Elks tomorrow, 1 o'clock against the Argos. Tailgating opens at 10 a.m. Of course, gates for the game, I think, open to get in the stadium around, I think it's noon or 11:30. And you know what? So far, ticket sales are good, and the weather looks good, which usually means a bigger walk-up crowd. And right now, my understanding, ticket sales are right around 21,000 sold already. So you get, and usually, like, you can have upwards of 5,000 to 8,000 in walk-ups, sometimes even bigger. So it could see close to 25,000 again, which would be fantastic. And they win another home game. You send people home happy. Then you got the Bombers next Friday. And Toronto historically isn't a great draw. The Western teams are obviously a little bit bigger, so you can get a good crowd against the Argos, and it should be an entertaining game. The Argos air the ball out, man. Like I have to look at what the over is, but I would be taking some of the passing yards over for sure in Coxie, especially with Polk out of the game. Justin Rankin, 82 rushing yards. I'm hammering the over on that one. There is no way they're not giving him the ball. Like, no way. Get the ball in the hands of number 5. Thankfully, he can wear it in Edmonton. Not going to have anybody trying to ask him to not wear number 5. That's nice.
Is this the biggest game of the year?
No, I don't think so.
No.
The Saskatchewan games were big. This is a good game. I know Declan and Connor, and I agree with them. This is a should-win game.
Even though the Riders are 6-2.
Yeah, the Riders are 6-2, and you've split with them, right? You're each 1-1. And they each won by 2 games. So the tiebreaker will come down to the final game of the season. That's when they play in Saskatchewan. So, but there's lots happening now. I don't think you want to lose the game because A, it's a 3-game losing streak, and B, all the good start kind of gets erased. Right now, suddenly these teams are, everybody's closer to you. So, you win the game. Calgary just lost. Now you're 6 points up on Calgary. And, now Winnipeg, I'm assuming, could win tonight, but Ottawa's going to win a game at some point, right? Like Ottawa's, they've actually played a pretty hard schedule. They played Edmonton twice, they played Saskatchewan twice, they played Montreal. They played the 3 best teams a lot. So I do think Ottawa is going to win a game here at some point down the stretch. Now, let's talk. Let's go talk to the offensive coordinator, Jordan Maxim. Now, I caught up with Maxim, and I had some issues with my mic, so thankfully all his answers were good, so we had to edit it, so we'll kind of have to reset every time. But first of all, I did ask him, when you look at the numbers of the Elks, Cody Fajardo, number 1 completion percentage on balls traveling over 20 yards in the air. He's got the best completion percentage in the CFL. And so I kind of jokingly said, do you guys need to incorporate that even more in your arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, that is something that we focus on each week in terms of our explosive plays, both scheming them up and just letting them happen organically, just getting the ball in our playmakers' hands and stuff like that, and letting them go to work with it. So those 25, those 30-yard explosive gains, we don't care how it happens, whether it's a 3-yard check down that a guy rallies for another 27 yards, or whether we're able to scheme it up and throw it downfield a bit. But yeah, I mean, I think Cody sells himself a little bit short in terms of his accuracy and stuff downfield. So definitely something that we look at each week, and we've got that section on the call sheet that we can continue to lean into.
You've had now half a season, 9 games. You got to know Luther more, and Cephas specifically. As an OC, does it alter what you call, when you call, and who you call it for, now that you know maybe what they're better at?
Absolutely. I mean, two-part, like they need to learn the offense and we need to learn them. So we're always trying to put these guys in the most advent. We want to be successful at what they do best. So yeah, it's been a bit of a feeling out process from the start of camp all the way up to now. What do they do best? Where can we move them around where it's an advantageous matchup? They're running the routes that they excel at, and we try and fit that all into the offense.
Now, I had to ask him about Justin Rankin and 7 touches last week. Not enough. You got to get Rankin more involved.
Absolutely. We want to get Rankin a bunch of touches because we all think he's the most explosive player in the league, and he's just special in the run game and in the pass game. There's a lot of factors. From we want to get Javon Leake involved too, because he's a pretty good player as well. So there's a bit of a rotation there at the running back position. It keeps Rank fresh mentally and physically to get Leake some touches. So that affects the number a little bit. Early on in the season, we played some defenses where we were comfortable in 5-man protection, getting Rank out into some pass concepts and stuff like that. The last couple defenses, not so much. We felt a little bit more comfortable 6-7-man protection, so he's not able to be in the route concept quite as much as he was early in the season. So I guess to answer your question, absolutely, we need to maximize his touches each and every single week, but each week kind of has a life of its own.
It does, but I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Like, I just love someone to say, yeah, you know what? That can't happen. You cannot have a game where Justin Rankin, the most dangerous player on the field offensively, touches the ball 7 times. It doesn't make sense. We heard, what did Cody Fajardo tell us last? One of the biggest reasons why I gravitated being a quarterback was you touch the ball on every play. Even if you're handing it off, are you selling your rollout properly? Are you putting the handoff in the same play? You're impacting the game. You got Justin Rankin, who we saw early on, like some of Justin Rankin's big runs early in the year weren't due to great blocking schemes. It was him just making guys miss and rumbling 50 yards. And now I thought in the Montreal game, he got deep 5 yards before even being touched because the receivers in the offensive line were blocking great. Awesome. But his vision, his ability to make guys miss in the open field, even in tight spaces, I'm sorry, Rankin should have a minimum 15 touches every game. And when I say touches, I'm talking handoffs and receptions. Automatic. It's easy to do. Go look at how many targets, like Philpott. Look at how many targets he's had. He's averaging, and he's a receiver. He's averaging almost 11 a game. Just as a receiver. Running backs, we know you got to run the ball. You get him 10 to 12 runs a game automatically. You can easily get him more. And what's wrong with 14 runs when you consider how many plays you have in a game? I honestly think 15 is not hard at all. At all. So get Rankin more involved. Full stop. That's what they need to do. Also asked him about, we saw it in Montreal last week. I felt a more diverse running attack from them. You know, you're into the season a little bit longer. We saw them some pitches in the backfield. Is that something that we expect to see more of, as far as, you know, not just giving Rankin the ball, it's where you're going to give them the ball, having a little bit more diversity in the run game?
We don't just want it to be inside zone between the tackles over and over again kind of thing. So we try and mix in, and Searles does a great job with it. The line does a great job with it. Mix in our gap stuff where we've got pullers and things like that. The thing you're talking about, I think what's really unlocked that is how well our receivers are doing blocking on the edge. They've really bought into the physical aspect and all that kind of stuff. And Tuck does a nice job with those guys, talking through the schemes and who they're gonna block and things like that, and that allows us to pitch the ball out there and get Rank on the edge, knowing that we're gonna have a hat on a hat, and those guys are gonna be working to get as big of a gains as we can with those toss plays.
And it worked really well, especially on first down in Montreal. Like the Elks, one area of their offense, well, there's two. There's obviously the red zone, but then there's also their running on first down hadn't been great, but in Montreal it was awesome, which made it even more confusing to me why they didn't get it back. Now, as an OC, I was asked him about, now you've got a half a season of tape on your team, but you also have a lot more tape on the opposing defenses. You have, I would think, a better sense of how they're going to run and what they're going to run. And so I asked him, does he find an advantage as you get later in the year because you have more tape on the defense and what you think you're going to do?
Information is power. So, I mean, the coaches do a really good job of breaking down a bunch of film and data. And now that we have these extra games, it's not so much the first down plays or the second down plays in the open field, but you get more situations. So there's more red zone film, there's more backed up film, third down stuff like that. So there's more things that we can definitely dive into. And yeah, like I said, information is power. So we eat that all up and we take it into consideration with everything we do.
Also asked them about the red zone. We can't avoid it. It's now 9 games and there's lots of positives, but where could this team be once they excel in the red zone? What does he feel has to change or improve in the second half, specifically in the red zone?
It was just one thing. I wish there was one thing we could put our finger on and we could go ahead and make that change. But as we dissect it and as we look at it and we do that on a week-to-week basis, it's just kind of one week it's one thing, one week it's another thing. It always starts with me. I got to do a better job of putting guys in positions to be successful when we get inside the 20. So I'm always looking at scheme and always looking at play call tendencies to make sure I'm doing the best job I can there, and I need to get better there. And then there's just some execution things that we can clean up, being on the same page from a communication standpoint. We've had some critical drops in the red at our number. So it's not on one thing, it's not on one person, it's on all of us. But yeah, that's something on a week-to-week basis where we're striving to improve. We got to get better at that in the last half.
Yeah. So there you go. That is Jordan Maximit, the OC of the Green and Gold, as they are playing in 21 hours. Of course, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I love the 1 o'clock starts for football. I actually don't mind the odd one for hockey too. But on a nice sunny day out, man, the afternoon, it's going to be gorgeous. It should be ideal weather for a football game. Sit back, relax. Tailgaters will be there early. Fans, you can walk around. Everybody's in comfort. Should be a great time.
Less likelihood of storms too in the afternoon.
Well, earlier, yeah, it seems for sure. Although this year, I don't know if there's any less likelihood in our part of the world. It's like Storm City right now. It's crazy. So, but we could move those storms to where the firefighters are. They could really benefit from them.
It's a good idea.
Right? Or some of those other places in Alberta that are pretty dry right now. That would be good. Hey, guys, any chance Rankin's banged up from Delta Golf? Delta, I can tell you 100% he is not banged up. That had no bearing whatsoever on it. It was, there has been a discussion within the organization, and I can tell you Justin Rankin will be getting more touches. Then I think you're going to get back to where he was early in the season, as he should be. That's when he's your dynamic best. He's a home run hitter, man. He's got 25 runs of over 10 or more yards. this year, most in the CFL by a long margin. Like that guy is he's a big game player. He is, and he can make stuff out of nothing. He can make guys miss. You got to get the ball in his hands more often. You just do. And the other guy, I think we're going to start to see it. Watch 18. Watch Cephas, man. That guy is a baller. Like I like Luther, but I just think Cephas and his size. Who's Cody Fajardo started to go to over the middle more? And Deck and Connor can agree when you become a receiver that your quarterback trusts over the middle. That's you got to have gonads to go over there and get balls. But we've started to see that from him. You watch Cephas, man, just a young guy. He's the guy. As much as I like Luther, I think Cephas, just because of his size, is going to have an advantage down the road.
Thoughts, Declan, Elks Nation?
Yeah, I would agree. His size is certainly a factor. I think catch radius as well plays into that.
Yeah, and he doesn't drop many balls, right? Like Julian Grant, you like lots about his game, but his inability to, he can't almost help himself from having a key drop every few games. That's his downfall right now. He's going to have to get that part out of his game, or eventually he just won't be a guy who gets his number called at crucial times. Like you can't keep dropping touchdowns. You just can't do it, man. Don't like it at all. So 3:59. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Hire Good for professional property services that you can feel good about. Get Hire Good. Site cleanup, debris removal, seasonal maintenance, and more. Visit hiregood.ca. Stable jobs, create stable lives at Hire Good.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays in action, kicking off a weekend series with the New York Yankees first pitch tonight, 5:15. We'll join that one in progress following the Gregor Show at 6 o'clock on our AM feed. No games currently underway, but later on you got the Reds and the Marlins. Red Sox taking on the Pirates. Rays, Orioles, Diamondbacks get the Braves. Astros host the Mariners. Royals in Anaheim with the Dodgers hosting the Brewers. Earlier today, Cubbies blanked the Cards 3-0. Week 11 in the CFL rolls on tonight. Winnipeg and Ottawa kick off at 6:30. Tomorrow, the Elks hosting the Bolton, and that one starting 1 o'clock down at Commonwealth. At the FedEx St. Jude Championship, Scotty Scheffler, an impressive 9 under today, minus 11 on the event. As for Canadians participating, Sadar Shen-Yolmaraju is 5 under. Nick Taylor 3 under. Corey Connors is 2 over par, currently tied for 53rd in the NFL. The preseason continues. Falcons, Broncos from Atlanta. The Bucs in New York taking on the Jets, and the Commanders hosting the Dolphins. For those Falcons, their edge rusher James Pierce Jr. has been suspended for 8 games for violation of the NFL's personal conduct policy. He'll be eligible for reinstatement on November 2nd. And Canadian Junior Football League, Huskies hosting Winnipeg down at Jasper Place Bowl on Sunday. The Wildcats on the road in Saskatoon, both games starting at noon. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll get to the roundtable and ask 5 questions. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
What's 426 divided by 12? Okay, if I carry the one, yeah, we're out. Go Auto has a free credit calculator that does the math for you. See what you could qualify for, estimate your payments, and get a better idea of what's in your budget. Because shopping for a vehicle is exciting, but crunching numbers, yeah, not so much. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens.
Now's the time to shop the Bricks 0% event. Get what you need today with absolutely $0 down. Pay nothing with no interest until 2028. Or choose 36 equal monthly payments on qualifying purchases. Plus, save up to 25% on living room furniture, up to 20% on dining and bedroom furniture, and up to 40% on select mattresses. Hurry into the Brick today. These incredible offers are only on until August 19th. The Brick, saving you more.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up. so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think,
Wow, great hair transplant.
I want them to think,
Wow, great hair.
go to drvancelliot.com and contact us today.
The Lawnmower Hospital. Whatever the job, consider it done with the Lawnmower Hospital in Ego, the top-rated brand in cordless outdoor equipment. Their universal battery platform takes you from mower to trimmer into the mini bike with just one battery. They keep the party going with the Ego misting fan on those hot summer days, and then keep the party going with the Ego Bluetooth speaker at night. Check lawnmowerhosp.com now for stock and pricing.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. From weekend warriors, professional athletes, kids playing soccer, to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips. We fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday. How you doing? After 4 o'clock, you're 1 hour away from freedom for the weekend. Maybe you're going camping. Maybe some of you have already probably tapped out, eh? You're sitting there. Maybe boss let you out. It's Friday. I know how summer works on Fridays. You get out a little bit earlier. You know, maybe the boss a little lackadaisical. You have a non-alcoholic beer just for the taste of it. So good when it hits your lips, and away you go. So hope you have fun this weekend. Could have real fun tonight. Lotto Max, $40 million. And 40 prizes of $100,000. Get yours at playalberta.ca as it's time for the round table. Declan Kruger, Connor Halley. Con man, you are up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just ranting about things that kind of bug me. But the news today broke earlier that the decision was made not to have Punjabi edition of Hockey Night in Canada return to the airwaves after 18 seasons. And I just don't get what we're doing here. Like this whole stretch that we've had in the last couple months here where we're jacking up prices for people to watch online. We're taking it off basic cable and putting it on Amazon. All these things we're doing right now, we're just taking hockey away from people. We're not growing the game and having it available for more people. We're taking it away. And I don't get what the reasoning is behind it. I get there's a business aspect of it, but correct me if I'm wrong. They just started to jack up the prices on Sportsnet, right? They're not giving people more money back. The prices continually go up. I'm curious if anybody will disagree. I don't know if you can, but I just think it's absolutely ridiculous what we're doing here right now, the last couple of months here with the broadcast of hockey. And then to elaborate on that today even further, we're also taking away the radio broadcast and we're just doing these simulcasts. Like, it just feels like we're going backwards with the game and trying to grow it here.
Yeah, the simulcast one, probably the biggest issue for me. It's tough to really push back on this one. Like, how do you argue against this one? How do you argue for it? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like I don't really have anything to say. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't disagree. I'd never watched it, so I don't have much insight to it. It fit a demographic that I'm sure really loved that broadcast, and they're not gonna have it anymore, which is pretty gutting, but it is what it is.
Well, I would love to hear from people who are regular viewers of it. And did they have any reason why they canceled it? Is it because if it's not making any money, right? Like there is still a business aspect of it here, right? Like it costs money to put things on. You can't just say, well, hey, everybody gets it for free, but so we're going to have to lose money. Like, so I would like to know from people who have listened to it, watched it, what their thoughts are on it. It's never great when you cancel something, but there are some business decisions here. And then I wonder, is somebody else going to pick it up?
I was DMing with a gentleman on the Instagram account, and he's Punjabi. And I said, so are you mad that it's shutting down? He goes, no, I just listened to the English broadcast. And like, do a lot of Punjabi people just listen to the English podcast? He said all the kids do.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's kind of an interesting note, right? I think it's great to grow the game, though, like you said, Connor. But, you can still watch your hockey. It just might be in a different language. It's a tough one.
Yeah. So it's, I would be curious, though. So you're saying, well, that's one guy, but I'm sure there's others because, yeah. So I it has to be someone like jacking up the prices. People are like, well, we know that you'll complain about it, but you'll still watch it. Honestly, that's what businesses do. They look and say, you know what, you'll complain, but you'll still watch it and you'll still pay the price for it. And there's probably some truth to that. How many season ticket holders like, God, I don't want to pay it, but you do, right? And that's okay. I get it. Trust me, I understand the frustration when you jack up the price. So, it is. I would love to know. I never saw anywhere any numbers on it. So I'm talking, very uninformed on what the numbers were, but I just wonder how much of it was a business decision. Now, keep in mind, having been through it firsthand, I know some stations will close down when they are making money. So that's business isn't always, or money isn't always the root of why you make bad decisions. Deck.
Yeah, I was thinking about this on the drive in about how the worst sport to watch when your team is bad is basketball. Then I kind of had to catch myself more. I thought about it. I think it's actually baseball for a variety of reasons. One, obviously the length of the season, 160 games. Like imagine watching a terrible team for that amount of time. You can't trade draft picks, no salary cap. And if you're a fan of a team that has an owner that just doesn't want to spend money, and even if you have, a star level player, knowing he's not going to get paid when it's time for him to get that contract, I just think with the totality of everything, that baseball is the worst sport to watch when your team is bad.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on this one. Like in the NFL, if your team's bad,
that's
it's a quick
easily the
turn on.
best one.
Yeah,
easily
you spend money, you get a draft at like 5 22-year-olds who are going to make an immediate impact on your team.
It's also 17 times a year, and it's like kind of appointment viewing. Like you make an event out of it regardless.
Yeah.
Like imagine already being in a bad mood on a Wednesday.
You
now
also
you're gonna watch the Padres.
You also have fantasy football to look forward to. Like way more fantasy football people than fantasy baseball. So you just have to watch your team stink. Tickets are cheap. I guess that's probably a bonus if you live in the market. You can go to games for like $10 whenever you want. I think hockey would be another one where, even when you draft a player, you're still waiting for a while before they actually develop into that guy that can turn around the franchise. But yeah, baseball for sure would be a tough one. And there's so many drafts and so many players. As soon as you start to build up a team, like your owner could be cheap, like the Brewers or not the Brewers, sorry, like Tigers, the Miami Marlins for a long time would build up a winner and they just sell off the team. I get what you're saying here. I think that's fair.
Well, it's funny because we're in a lot of pushback on the text line. People are like, what are you talking about? They love baseball. And so every sport's different. Baseball is, what's good about baseball is if you miss a game, there's another one the next day, right? So you know what? You miss one. Whereas in football, you have one game a week. And all of a sudden, something's going on. Your kids have activities now on Sunday. You miss the game. Now, you can record it, sure, but nowadays it's rare for people to be able to record a game and get home unscathed and not know the outcome of the game. Because trust me, I do it for a living. I still have to watch the game, but when I know the score, I don't love it as much, right? Just because I'm like, well, now I'm just kind of watching away. Okay, is this when they're going to score? Is this when they're going to score? Which isn't ideal. I think football, because it's 4 months. You got 8 months of the year of nothing for your team in the NFL.
That's 8 months of hope.
Yeah, but it's 8 months of talking about nothing.
It's only 4 months of being disappointed.
Yeah, but you guys are always looking at the negative of, it's only, what if you have a good team? So now you have a good team. It only lasts for 4 months.
Do you think the football season should be longer?
Well, it's physically, I understand why, but I'm just answering the question. I can see why a baseball fan would say, dude, I got way more of time to cheer for my team, to be emotionally invested, positively or negatively. Whereas in football, I got 17 weeks and that's it. Right? So I could see the argument there. Basketball and hockey, obviously have way longer seasons, right? The two longest ones, some would argue that their seasons are maybe too long, right? So it's all going to come down to personal preference. But if I had to pick a sport that would be the worst one to cheer and watch for, I think it's easy. Golf.
But fans of a particular golfer aren't really like tuning in just to watch that golfer. Probably Tiger.
Well, I think lots of them are.
Really? Aren't they just sitting down to watch the Masters?
But they like to focus on their guy more.
For sure.
And the problem is, what if you like a player and then I know that now I think the one channel you can lock into certain guys and get to see them extra. But the problem with golf sometimes is you might like a guy who's not Scotty Scheffler or one, and then you never get to see them, right? Because a lot of their highlights aren't on, like a lot of their, if you're watching the channel, you're like, oh, like Corey Connor would be in contention all the time and he'd rarely be on TV because he's not American. He's not a big name, so they don't show him.
Don't you think though that like watching your team get smoked for the entirety of a season is way worse than like being a whoever fan during the Masters and he didn't make the cut? Like you can still watch the great tournaments. It was big of a deal. Like I'm a Patriots fan and all I see are losses, or I'm a John Rahm fan and he went to live.
Yeah, but he's coming back. So it is it's a good one to watch. Baseball, I think obviously you can get a little bit of viewer fatigue at times. Like I'd be curious how many season ticket holders, because you have 81 home games in a year in MLB, right? 81. And I would be interested how many season ticket holders go to all 81. Like, because I can tell you, and 41 still, it's like half the time, right? And there's some hockey fans here in the city like, dude, it's hard to get to all 41. Well,
it's
now,
a commitment.
Now it'll be to 42. So I'd be curious though, like, because what job could you have that would allow you to go to all that? Because sometimes there's matinee games, right? Then you got an evening game, and then you got a homestand. All of a sudden, you're playing like 9 in a row. What are you doing? I'm going to baseball. Like, you got to love it. Like, you have to love it. And there's nothing wrong if that's what you love.
Are there people who go to their bosses in MLB cities and they're like, just so you know, I'm a huge Tigers guy.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Like, honestly, like, it's got to be an incredibly low percentage. Like, I just wonder, somebody who lives in Toronto, how many Jays, like, how many season ticket holders of the Jays go to every game? It'd just be fun to find out. Like, and even in Edmonton, how many of you who are season ticket holders for the Oilers go to all 41 games? Like, how many? I would guess 15% of season ticket holders go to every game. And I'm not saying use your tickets, because obviously you can give your tickets to your kids or their friends or somebody, you know, if you're a business, you give them to staff, whatever. I'm talking you personally going to all 41 games. How many? How many of you just have done it 1 year in a row? Didn't miss a game last year at home. I'd be curious.
Here's a Royals fan. Chris Coates attended 1,000 consecutive home games from 2004 to 2016, even going to games while undergoing treatment for a brain tumor.
To watch which team?
Kansas City
Royals.
From 2004 to 2016?
Yeah. James Duda of the White Sox went to 588 consecutive. And then,
so how do they track that? Like, yeah,
you know,
I'd be curious. I know I'd be interested, but like, you know, someone would know, I guess. But good for him, man. But hey, you know what? If you're going through brain tumor and cancer, he's like, I got to have something to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see it. Good for him. But that is, that's a lot. We don't have anybody texting in yet who went 41 for 41 last year. I'm not even including playoffs or preseason. I'm just talking regular season.
When I was younger, like a little kid, I shoveled snow and went to Oilers games. That's what I did with my grandma. And it was 3 seasons. I missed 4 games in 3 seasons.
Pretty good.
It was a crazy level of commitment, though. You couldn't do anything else.
No, yeah.
Like, I go to Oilers games. It was setting me up great for later in life. But like at the time, I remember thinking, like, how do adults do this?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's a lot.
Every game is crazy.
So you went with your grandma because your grandma was blind. You would tell her what's going on.
That's she had the earphones in.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. 3 good years. Terrible hockey. 94 to 97. Like,
oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, the last year they made the playoffs.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. That was worth it. But
yeah.
Prior to that, not good.
But I was having a great time.
No. Whew. That's a pretty good run, though.
You can still have fun watching the Oilers lose or whatever your favorite team is.
Usually, yeah.
I know people didn't have fun in back-to-back cup runs because they were mad they didn't win the cup.
Yeah, well, then that's
wow.
You got to reevaluate. Hey, boys, I got to 30 out of 41. There you go, from Pipeline Steve.
It's unreal.
That's probably, I think, more realistic for the average person. Like, I know maybe the orders would know, and it'd be hard to track. And I'll ask somebody probably when everybody gets back from holidays. Do they have a season ticket holder that's been to every regular season game? And do they track it? Do they know? I'd just be curious.
It says the official league policy is that there's 80% utilization of season tickets.
Yeah, sure.
That doesn't mean it's necessarily one individual.
Yes. No.
Like only 15 to 20%.
Yeah, like we have season seats. I don't go to every game.
Yeah.
Well, I go to a lot of games I'm working, but and I know my buddies have season seats right beside me. They don't go to every game.
How many games do you go to in a typical year?
As like when I'm at the game?
Like in the building, whether you're up top or
Ever since I've been coaching, I'd miss the odd one because I don't like, if I commit to my team as a coach, then I believe I should be there as much as I can. But usually it's like 37 out of 41. Like if we get off Friday and they're having a homestand, they play Friday night and Sunday, I'm not on air again until Monday. I'll watch the Friday game at home sometimes with my son just because I like to do that. And then I'll go to the Sunday game. But I watch every game. But I would say 35 average. Usually I'll miss a few here or there for, some family reason. Like, if there is a game around Christmas time, that's family time for me. I don't go. So
it's funny if you come into like people in the office, not our office, because at Oilers Nation /DFO, we watch every game, but people who don't necessarily love hockey, they're like, there's another game. And you're like, this is what it is. There's 110 games this year with the playoffs. Like, you better lock in.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's a big commitment. Quick break. We'll come back. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
At GS Construction, we won't quit until we find a way to get the job done. And the right person makes all the difference. We're looking for our next superintendent, an experienced leader ready to take on the role. Because while GS Construction is building the water, sewage, and drainage systems Edmonton communities rely on, the superintendent is building up the team. If you know how to keep a job site safe, productive, and moving, we want to hear from you. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade: safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
The second half is yours. Lock in your seat with our new 5-game season pass and get a $25 voucher. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at GoElks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
Cantork has turned 25. That's right, 25 years of building tools so good, they practically torque themselves. Hard work and innovation equals problem solved. See our latest designs at Cantork.com.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering, a happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Canadian Tire's Back to Class Big Red Sale is on. Save up to 60% on our can't miss big deals. Oh, that's loud. Exactly. So they can't miss it.
Exclusions apply. Ends August 20th.
Portions of this hour brought to you by UL, helping you finish your electrical project. Is their goal from pot lights to electrical panels? The gear you need is at ul.ca or in person at one of their Edmonton area locations. ul.ca, your partners in power.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
Friday, Gregor, Halley, Kruger, Wanye Gretz with you. The Gregor Show always brought to you by playalberta.ca, your one-stop shop for casino, sports, lottery, instance, live dealer, all in one place at playalberta.ca. And while you're there, check out the Jason Gregor Odd Boost specials for you. We got some Elks, we got some Blue Jays, we got actually multiple Blue Jay ones, Positive Friday one, and even an outright in the NHL for the order. So check it out at playalberta.ca. We'll continue on talking some green and gold, hearing from head coach Mark Gillam as we get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. Now, opening night for the Saints is September 18th, and they have their Saints hockey schools as everybody gets back into the swing of things for hockey from the 28th from the 24th to the 28th. They got a few spots left, ages U9, U11, U13, and U16. Check it out, sgsaints.ca. And Mark Gillam, the head coach of the Elks, spoke to myself and Declan and a few others today at the walkthrough for the green and gold. Here's that conversation. Mark, can you kind of walk us through? You had Reed a little bit at Sam, and the depth chart came out. It looks like he's going to play half. We're going to move Cordell there. Is it a little bit about the field to the boundary side for a guy in his first game? You give him that little bit of extra time playing the field side?
I don't know. We've been really high on Therese since training camp. I mean, he reminds us a lot of how JJ looked last year. Just making plays in practice nonstop, showing up, competing hard every day. We're excited for him to get his opportunity. KJ at Sam, I mean, that's where he was 2 years ago at the start. So, I mean, we know he can play there, and Chalen's running the show from the back end.
You've talked a lot about physicality being really one of the strengths and basis of your group, and a lot of the players felt like they didn't really have it at the level in Montreal. 1 out of 9 games, it's going to happen. As a coach, do you more not worry about that, but look forward to see how they respond this game, bringing that back?
No doubt, and respond in practice all week, saying the right things, doing the right things, taking care of our body. We suffered a letdown out there. There's no getting around that. We played 2 really high emotion, high intensity games before that, and but just the way practice went this week, the way they just broke the team down, I feel like we're ready to rock and roll.
You look at Toronto, and from your defensive side, like there's no team that passes the ball more. That's their bread and butter. In conversations with JC, how do you approach it knowing they're going to pass by not just, putting your ears back all the time? Because the one thing they've done well is when they do run, they've broken a lot of big runs.
No doubt. Some explosion plays. leading to wins. I mean, they've gotten loose. We've just got to play sound defense. We've got to maintain the structure of what we're doing. That's not only keeping the top on, but at times, we always stop run first in all our calls. I mean, I think, that's who they want to be as a defense. It doesn't change this week. Limiting explosions is what's key.
Bigger challenges for a head coach coming off 2 losses, making sure the team's confidence is up and they don't let this become bigger than it is.
That work is done throughout the back end of last year, throughout the offseason, throughout training camp. It's the messaging on a day-to-day basis where I didn't say 3 words over there, that the team took over. And I think that's a reflection of where we're at.
There's kind of been a rotating cast in right guard since Coulter's injury. Brett gets his 2nd straight game there. I was just wondering if you could speak to, his what he's brought, what you've seen from him.
For Boyko's importance, just veteran guy, big body, nothing's too big. He was, like you said, he was on the other side before, kicked over to this side. Communication is still there, which is what an O-line has to have. We're fortunate he's on the football team.
When you play a team like Toronto and they have a quarterback who, he can do some really good things, but he also turns the ball over at a high clip, how much emphasis, if any, is there on the DBs throughout the week in practice to be aggressive? Or is it just go out there, execute the game plan?
Yeah, I think there's a combination of both. You got to make the plays that present themselves. He's going to hit some shots, and we've got to reset and come back to work. But then, if he puts the ball in harm's way, we've got to do a good job of taking it away.
I noticed in practice a few times this week, seem to be a little bit more involved in the special teams. The special teams, I think that the kicking game's good, but the cover and your return game not where you're at. So, what have you seen on the special teams? What small little tweaks would you like to see improved?
Yeah, we got to, just like on defense, we've got to limit explosions. I mean, we can't. It's very difficult to win games when you constantly spot other teams' field position and momentum. And, we're just looking for a 3-phase game. We want to get our special teams back on track. The important thing is the guys care. The guys put in work. They met extra every single day this week, including today. So the will is there, and now we've just got to execute on the field.
So there you have it. The will's there. Now they got to execute. I think that's well said by the head coach. I don't really think it's ever an effort issue. It's just fine-tuning the details, and you want to execute at a high level. And we'll see if the Elks can bounce back. Should be a good game. Now, I want to read this text because I love it. Hey, guys, I'm a big-time Rough Rider fan. The tailgating at the Double E games are second to none. It's great, and you can eat at every stop. Everyone is so friendly. I've been to all the Western CFL stadiums in BMO and Toronto, and Edmonton's the best. The only better tailgating was when I went to an NFL game in Phoenix. They just had way more room there. It was massive. We actually got invited into one tailgating area because we were wearing Rough Rider jerseys, and they were curious about them. And they gave us 3 beers and chili, cheese dogs, chips, salsa. It was unreal from Patty and Spruce. And you know what? I've been tailgating. We had that when we went to Green Bay. And I'm telling you, if Edmonton had more space, there would be, because there's a waiting list right now to get a spot on tailgating. They have 400 spots. Right? And if you miss 2 games in a year, you're out, which I love. Because it's such a high, there's a lot of demand. So we don't want empty spots because people aren't using it. So if you know as a tailgate holder you can't go, you will find buddies who go and bring a vehicle. So there's a vehicle in your stall and it's being used. I like that. It's honestly, it's very good because there's a significant list of people who want to get in, and they're looking at other options on what to do.
Could they use those other parking lots in the back?
By Clark, you mean? Well, you got to have parking for your players, and your staff, and because I know they've talked about it, right? So they're looking to lots of options for sure.
Could they shut a street down? You've got that street in the back there.
Oh, but our city is so I'm with you. I think it's ridiculous. You go to Canmore, for instance, and their whole main street shut down now. You can't drive cars through there.
Yeah,
and everybody walks. And guess what? Everybody figures it out.
And they love it.
We can't even shut down White Ave on a busy Saturday, which I would do all the time. No vehicles from Calgary Trail to 109th. Done. It's very simple.
Done.
Right. And you'll adapt. People will figure it out. You'll park a block off and you'll get it. So now there's all the buses that drop people off and everything. So the one road that I think I would consider doing it on would be the Stadium Road, but people still need access to get into the parking lot, the one way on the backside. I know there's been talk because right now they have that shuttle service over at the Expo Center. And I think the next phase would be you would have tailgating there and you would have tailgating because the tailgating, like in Green Bay, it's so big, you don't see everybody.
Right.
Right. And so you could do that in the future. Like when the stadium gets, close to 25, 30,000 every game, I think that's something you could look at. Because if you could take 400 spots that you have now and you had another 400 over at Northlands, right? It's still two big groups.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to care. You're just like, I'm there to tailgate because I want to have fun and have a good time. And there's a massive parking lot over there. And for most games, I would think it'd be available. So that would be my first idea to look at.
And free shuttle? Is that how the shuttle
They have a
works?
shuttle right now. Yeah.
That's perfect.
100% it is. Right. And if you want, it's not that, like, I've walked it many times. It's not that far. We're talking like 5 blocks. Like, come on. I'm pretty sure I can hoof it there. It's not a big deal at all. So I think that's something that you can look at, like as the organization kind of gets back on track. These are all little things that will add up. But hey, man, I've talked to people that go to the tailgate. I've talked to lots of people. Like, I encourage everybody, you know what, when you're going to the game, we had some people coming in from out of town who are going to the game tomorrow, Jay and Victoria and others. And I'm like, make sure you go see the tailgate on that. And there's all other things going on there too. There's little games for kids and rides and everything like that. But there's a real atmosphere now that happens well before the game. And that's something in North America that now they do it right in football. They tailgate. It's great. Honestly, I think it's a wonderful thing. It's just camaraderie. People like human nature. It's talked about our psyche. We are better when we communicate more. Even the introvert likes a little bit of it. Not a lot. They're like, okay, I'm good. Right? Like, maybe the extrovert's like, man, I'm there at 10 o'clock. Introverts might be like, maybe I'll show up at 11:30 or noon. Fine. But they still like it at a different level. But you talk about just as our human nature, interacting, seeing people, everybody's having fun. All right. And it's not all about just getting smashed, right? Like, different time. Of course, you can have a beer that kind of, if you have it in your cooler and you're professional about it, as you should be, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a fantastic idea, right? Like, you look at the watch parties outside. People just love to get better in a group, right? And I know that you got that terrible site that shows that there's one fight in a crowd of 1,000 people, and it's terrible. I'm like, no, you got 998 awesome people and 2 idiots.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take those odds all day long. I'll take the 99.9% that are good.
And it's much, much better to go to a game with tailgating than stay on your couch.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You can't tailgate from home.
No, not at all. So I love the fact that tailgating has become a thing and the great part about it is it became a thing when the team was bad, right? So it wasn't just like, oh yeah, team's good and now we're into it, because the tailgaters, sports should be more than just about the game. You want to make it an event. And so now people are like, yeah, I like to go to the games, but I like to go to the tailgate. And now you get to know people more. And now you have friends that you see at the football games. And maybe eventually that becomes a friendship and you see them a little bit more in the offseason now. I guarantee you there's probably some tailgaters who've gotten to know the people close by them in their stalls. And now maybe you're only friends at the tailgate, which is fine. But maybe some of those people become, friends where you meet up once or twice a year outside of football. And nothing wrong with that. I think it's awesome. So, guys, what do you need to know for a first-time tailgating as a guest? Should I bring anything from Neeler? Well, Neeler, know who your tailgater host is. Definitely offer to bring something. No question, right? Hey, man, I got the hot dogs or whatever. What do you like? What are you guys bringing? What can I bring? Right? And if they say nothing, then bring a bag of chips. Like, bring something. You don't want to show up empty-handed.
Bring a brewski.
Sure, bring something. Bring something, man. So, I'd recommend it. It's a great time. Like, even I took my son through the first time, and he's at that age, like, hey, you want a smoky? And it was like some kind of smoky, and he's just like, Dad, that was the best smoke I've ever had. Like, he's just like, this tailgating's great. Like, when you're a young kid, it's kind of like, what? What is this magical world? Like I still remember my wife talks about Green Bay like it was the greatest sporting event of her life. So we went there, and that's when we did that trip many years ago where we went to flew to Chicago. We went to a Bears-Lions game, and And then that night was an Oilers Hawks game. And then the Monday nighter was in Green Bay. It was about a 2-hour bus ride. And we had like a nice bus. You're on the bus. You go to Green Bay. I think it was like 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think. And you're flying through it. It was awesome. And you pull up. And so we had tailgating passes as part of our tickets, right? In an area, food, everything. And that was like an organized one through the Packers. And then as you walk from there to the stadium, it's like multiple parking lots. And as we're walking, and so there was a group of us, and there's like the 4 Ys were ahead, and they're going in. And, hey, how's it going? And so they invite them over, and and it's like these guys had an old ambulance that they had gutted, and in the back of it, that was their tailgate thing. And it had like a keg, and then it had a nice cooler of Jaeger on tap. And they were just handing out Jaeger. And which happens, my wife doesn't drink much, but she loves Jaeger. And she's just like, what is this magical place? I'm getting like free Jaegers and food. It was and everybody's so friendly, which I like. Like everybody's just like, hey, how you doing? Right? Doesn't matter if you're a Packer fan or not, because some of them had Packer ears on. A lot of people didn't. They're just like, hey, how's it going? And obviously right away they can tell you're from Canada because you speak a little bit different than the people in Wisconsin. And it was great. Everybody's super friendly. We got into the stadium. They still had the bench seats at Lambeau. And we got great seats than when we bought the package. I think we were like on the 25, 30-yard line. And the tickets weren't that expensive. And the guy who sat that we were sitting beside, because there was like 6, we had like 8 seats in our row and then 8 behind. You couldn't get them all like 30 in the same spot. And the gentleman who sat beside my wife had been a season ticket holder, and he was like 72 and he'd been a season ticket holder for like 40 years. And so like my wife's not a huge sports fan, but he was just regaling with stories about Green Bay and the history of it. And it was unreal. It was such a great, and it also like the tailgate. Everybody's just friendly. That's what I like about it. You walk through the Elks one and most people, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Right? Like, don't be a mooch, but have a good time. Take a quick break. We'll come back. It is the 5 questions and more on the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Wondering what you can afford?
Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure,
No awkward convos.
just quick answers on your budget and payments.
Bad credit? No credit? We got you.
Text check to 780-777-7777.
That's check to 780 all 7.
Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Now's the time to shop with the Bricks 0% event. Get what you need today with absolutely $0 down. Pay nothing with no interest until 2028, or choose 36 equal monthly payments on qualifying purchases. Plus, save up to 25% on living room furniture, up to 20% on dining and bedroom furniture, and up to 40% on select mattresses. Hurry into the Brick today. These incredible offers are only on until August 19th. The Brick, saving you more.
Get your early morning going with the sports stories Edmonton Ashley cares about. Catch Tom Gazzola weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Sports 1440, Edmonton's sports leader. Don't just listen. Join the conversation at 833-401-1440.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers, the next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Gregor for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Photographers, start your cameras. Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by 01 Hockeyology, Edmonton's home for elite hockey development, skating analysis, performance assessment, and year-round training at West Edmonton Mall. Elite hockey development at 01.ca. That's ZERONE.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
4:45. We roll through. Fantastic Friday. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you have a better weekend. Lots going on, baby. Sports, lots of sports. And of course, the Elks afternoon affair tomorrow at 1:00. It is time to get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick. We're saving you more is what they do. The Brick and thebrick.com. Stop in on fantastic deals this weekend. Furniture, mattresses, appliances, big screen TVs. Only at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, guys. Elks Argos tomorrow, 1:00, as you just mentioned. Let's get a score prediction and a bold prediction as well.
I'm going to go with the Elks winning 27-23.
I do believe the Elks will bounce back. And I also think that the trend of lots of points will continue in the CFL. I'm going to say this will be a game 35-28.
All right. Question number 2. Who will finish with more? Alouettes with losses, they have 1, or Red Blacks with wins, they have 0?
That's a good question, Cons. I like this. Well, as I mentioned, Ottawa's had they've had actually a pretty difficult schedule for them. So I'd like to think that eventually they're going to win, but man, Montreal right now, God, Montreal looks really good. At worst, I think they're going to finish is like 15-3. Honestly, I just think they're that good unless they run into some serious injuries. So I'm going to go with Montreal will have fewer losses. So Ottawa will have more wins than Montreal has losses this year.
I'd agree. I think statistically speaking, the Red Blacks will probably win like 2 games. But if the Alouettes, I would say they're going to lose more.
So I'm saying that Ottawa is going to win more than Montreal loses.
Yeah, I'm saying the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for that little disagreement.
That's right. It's good for you.
I didn't know if you guys saw it today. Jeff Skinner looks like for the time being done in the NHL, signing in Switzerland, EHC BLVN. Apologies to the Swiss if I butchered that. If you were in a similar situation as Skinner, maybe on the outs of the NHL, which pro league would you most want to go play in?
Oh, it's not a debate. It's the Swiss league, man. Are you kidding me? Like, it is beautiful there in those towns, and everything's close. It's without question, that's the place. He's going to go play with Gaetan Haas, who is playing. He's been there, I think, for the last 5 seasons. Another former Oiler was on that, or former Oiler draft pick, Tony Rahal. I remember him.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Good. You know what? Good for Jeff Skinner. Jeff Skinner, I think, his skill set and ability, whatever, go over there. He's not old. He could play another 5 years. He's made tons of money and just enjoy life. But I'm like, the hockey's still good, but the lifestyle and travel and the cities that you're in Switzerland, that'd be the league I'd want to go to.
When you say a situation like this, do you mean the $107 million US he's made in his career?
Yeah. Money, it's not for money here.
Not
Although
the
the Swiss
least.
league does play pretty nice.
The tax rate. I've been to games. I've been fortunate enough to go to games in Germany. I've seen one in Norway. In Finland, I saw a pro game. If you have $107 million and you're Jeff Skinner, go somewhere where you can get like 10 points a night, pay 0 incremental tax, and laugh your way to the Austrian bank.
Would the KHL be your lowest in terms of interest?
If I had family and kids, if I was like myself a kid, why not? But I wouldn't be bringing no kids and no KHL.
Question number 4 for you guys. I think we're probably all on the same page here. Preseason, not the best, but of the 4 major North American sports leagues, rank their preseason from best to worst.
See, I like NHL preseason. I think it's fun. Like that 1 year Ty Ratty was the answer. I was having a great time. I like preseason hockey. So I'll rank it number 1, NHL. And then like I'm not excited enough about any other leagues to pay attention. But probably go basketball and baseball will be the worst. NBA's got enough problems getting people to try during the regular season. I can't imagine the preseason effort level's too high.
And I'm a huge fan of the reduction of preseason games in the NHL, which is amazing to me. Which one's preseason? How do I rank them? 4, 4, 4, and 4. I don't put a whole bunch of stock into it. I think people, a veteran doesn't have a good camp. Oh my God, they freak out. A young guy has 1 or 2 goals. Oh my God, he's going to be a top line player.
That's so fun.
So I don't know. I don't put a whole bunch of stock in preseason. I think shorter is better. Let's just get to the real games. Because I know it's harsh and it's true, but the majority of the rosters are selected. Like the Oilers have 15 forwards who played 20 NHL games last year. Hudson isn't beating out 4 of them to make the team.
But that's part of the fun of it. Is like, remember Brandon Perlini when he got hot?
Yeah.
The Lamborghini Perlini? We were having the time of our lives on social, Connor.
Great guy. Great interview as well.
Fun
Done this
times.
a few times on this show. All right, final question for you guys today. It is Halle Berry's 60th birthday. Great name. Of all her films, do you have a favorite?
Crazy that she's 60.
Yeah.
Looks like isn't changing as time goes on. Probably Monsters Ball. It's a good movie. You ever seen Monsters Ball, Gregor?
Trying to think. No.
It's not lighthearted. It's not like a fun movie. Sit down to have a laugh. Wouldn't pick Monsters Ball.
Wasn't that about something? Is that the one with the prison guard? Or am I thinking the wrong one?
I'm thinking of Monster, I think, with Charlize Theron.
No. She was the
killer.
But wasn't Monsters Ball like wasn't it about wasn't her husband or somebody a prison guard? Am I wrong on that?
Monsters Ball?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the right movie?
Yeah, Monsters Ball is like that's the racist prison guard, isn't it? Maybe I got the wrong movie. That's what I thought. But what did you think it was about?
Yeah, you're right.
Corrections officer.
Billy
yeah.
Bob Thornton is the corrections officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Sean Combs.
There's someone else. Yeah, I was gonna say there's someone else in that movie you really like.
That's what I
Puff
was
Daddy,
trying to
isn't that?
move around. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Trying to dance around that one, Connor.
Most Def.
What would be my best Halle Berry? Ooh, jeez. I probably would go with. I might go with X2. X-Men. Right, is Storm. She's pretty good in that. And the other one was maybe her. I really liked her in Kidnap. Right when she was getting back her son. That was pretty good. So, and that one is. Well, there was one other one. Remember, she was like the lady on the call on the phone, right?
Oh yeah, what movie is that?
I can't remember the name.
Looking
of
it up.
So, she was like the 911 operator. She took the call of and kind of walking through the whole thing.
Was it called The Call?
It is called The Call.
Well, there.
How'd they come up with that?
That makes sense. Sure, yeah. They put about as much thought into that as the Jason Gregor Show now. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Keep it simple, stupid. Why not? I get it. What was it about? Well, she was on a call.
Yeah. That actually would have been a hard movie because, as I recall, wasn't she just on the phone in the 911 center the entire time almost?
Lots of it, yeah. But then she had to. She left it, and then she confronted the guy, the abductor. So she was in it for quite a bit. But I can't believe she was in a few rom-coms. Like that's Declan's favorites of all the rom-coms she was in. So not sure which one he likes the best, but
I can't believe you guys didn't say Flintstones.
Oh yeah.
What?
She's been in a lot of movies. I was going through here.
Her name was Sharon Stone.
Really?
Yeah, I think she was kind of a bad guy.
In the Flintstones?
Yeah, I think so. She was because she was working for the company.
For Mr. Slate?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't trust Mr. Slate.
Can't say as I've ever watched that one.
Maybe like the worst casting for Betty.
Was that Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah.
She was beloved in the day.
Nonetheless, I thought that was poorly cast.
Who is Wilma?
Elizabeth Perkins?
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She looked a lot like Wilma.
I don't know. I'm on the Wikipedia page.
Elizabeth Perkins.
Perkins, yeah.
What other movies was she in?
But Rick Moranis and John Goodman were unreal as Fred and Barney.
100%.
I thought as a kid. Like they really.
Yeah, I never watched that. I love the Flintstones, man. I remember as a kid when I was in grade 3, we'd bike home for school at lunch and we'd watch Flintstones.
I was so jealous.
It was unbelievable.
Kids that left and came back, they'd be like, well, here's what happened on Flintstones today. I'm like, why do I live so far away from the school?
Yeah, it was awesome. That was fantastic. Like, I don't think there is stuff like that at lunchtime anymore for the kids. Like, yabba dabba doo. It was unreal, man. That horn went off. You're just like, think about it right now. The horn's going to go off. Like, does anybody's office have a horn when the day's over right now? Because, God, that must be a good sound.
And it was already like 25 years old by the time we were watching it. Like, Flintstones is a super old show. They had tons of episodes in syndication to show us kids.
Hey, there you go. Unreal.
Fun, Connor.
Unreal. Gets you in a good mood every time. Some of you are just looking at the clock. If you're at a job where you got to work right until 5, soon you'll be hearing the buzzer.
You got to play that whistle when the quitting days ending or whatever they say. Quitting time. That's the one.
Yeah, I mean, I can try. I don't want to interrupt you guys, though.
Gregor perked right up. He was pumped to hear that.
Whoa, buddy.
Out the door.
Drops in the show never bother me. Good sound drops, good hits like that. Yeah, it never bothers me at all. Fire right up. I like it. Let's get to the con man and the sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. And I might have to ask Mike if would they? Well, it's a little bit different because those guys, you're working long hours there at different times of the day. But they got a big heart at Northgate because right now, because there's lots of people who have been to BC, travel through there a lot. Proceeds from every vehicle sale for the rest of the month in August are going to help the Summerland wildfire victims. So only at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC.
This the Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays kicking off a set with the Yankees tonight out in Toronto. First pitch 5:15. It is an Apple TV game, but you can hear it right here on Sports 1440 following the Jason Gregor Show on our AM feed only. Couple games underway. Reds, Marlins, Red Sox, Pirates, both scoreless. Well, the White Sox lead the Tigers 1-0 in the first. Earlier today, Cubbies blanked the Cards 3-0. In the CFL Week 11, rolling on. Winnipeg and Ottawa kickoff 6:30. Tomorrow you got the Elks and Argos at 1. Then at 5 o'clock, the Rough Riders heading to Hamilton. At the FedEx St. Jude Championship right now. Great day for Scotty Scheffler. 9 under. He's 11 under total. Victor Hovland sitting in second spot. As for the Canadians, Sudarshan Yamaraju is 5 under. Nick Taylor 3 under. While Corey Connors is +2. In the NFL, Atlanta Falcons edge James Pierce has been suspended for 8 games following violation of the NFL's personal conduct policy. The Falcons are in action hosting the Broncos in about 5 minutes' time. You've also got the Jets and the Bucs with the Dolphins in Washington. And the Canadian Junior Football League, Edmonton Huskies hosting Winnipeg down at Jasper Place Bowl on Sunday. Wildcats on the road on Sunday. Both games starting at noon. Wildcats in Saskatoon. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we will be joined by Kevin Carius in the Spec Report, and we'll hear from Alan Mitchell of the Lowdown Flow Tide. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is your #1 air conditioning company. So when you can't take living in oppressive heat any longer,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
if your hot, sticky sheets keep you up all night,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
if you've decided that you deserve to be cool and comfortable,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
and with no payments, no interest for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the Bro Zone is where it's at. But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Kickoff is coming August 15th. Elks, Argos at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. Family Day presented by Goodwill Industries of Alberta. Youth 17 and under get in free for an early afternoon contest. Conditions apply. Tickets and info at goelks.com/tickets.
Bye, Play Alberta.
Action Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy. Designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, "Thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the Pro Press fitting to my copper pipe."
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's flowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For for just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
As the Friday rolls on, welcome back. Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where you can get in on all the action, including Lotto Max tonight. $40 million. Good luck. PlayAlberta.ca is also 40 prizes of $100K. Chad texts in a very good point. We were talking about preseason. He goes, MLB preseason is fun. The Cactus League, smaller parks, great interaction with kids. Chad, you know what, Chad? I've talked to lots of people who have gone, and they say it's unbelievable because you go there, it's nice out, right? And there's usually like 5 or 6 teams all in one area. And, they're great at giving balls out to kids and stuff, very interactive. So that, very good point. That would rank baseball as number one for preseason, just for that.
Don't they have stadiums just for the Grapefruit League now?
Yes. Oh, yeah, but it's all little small areas.
That's crazy. How many games are there in the preseason?
Oh, they're I want to say at least 18.
So they're building
more.
a stadium for 18 games a year down there?
No. These teams, it's their own facility. Like, they'll be there. They have practice facility. Guys are rehabbing there.
Okay.
Like, they use it a lot.
Okay.
Right? Because some of them, it's like their minor league facility that they use, right? But then they have it for their for their preseason too. Yeah, it's not just but keep in mind how many times does an NFL stadium use a year? 9, and then how many concerts? Maybe 5, 10?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So there you go. Now, let's get to the Carius Report, brought to you by GS Construction. Underground infrastructure specialist, man. They keep things moving. Simple like water, stuff you don't even know but appreciate, and they're hiring. And you could be a superintendent. Right now, gsconstruction.ca. Just you get your card, super. That would be super. At gsconstruction.ca. Look up careers as Kevin Carius, retiree, joins us.
Guess what I just saw, Greg? Guess what I just saw?
You saw Portuguese Johnny running down the street.
No, I'm at the Legends golf course.
Oh, okay.
I saw the Duke just hit his tee shot on a par 3. Maybe, it's just past the ladies' tees. Maybe.
Oh, the Duke's having a tough one today, eh?
No, he's doing just fine. You know what? He's got a brand new shirt. He bought a brand new shirt for this event that we're at today.
Okay.
And he looks good. He looks buff. Looks like he's lost a few pounds since I left. I haven't seen him for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
He looks like he's been working out.
Okay.
Or at the farm doing whatever. And he looks really good. He looks svelte, but his swing is out of rhythm.
Oh, yeah. Well, his bad influence is gone, so now he can get back on track.
No, he looks good. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, we're here at Legends today. Duke's out. We got in front of us a couple guys from the ranch and Corey Bablitz, Sean Piercy, the Wiz, and then in our foursome, just behind, we're on hole number 8 right now, and we're just finishing up the round. So,
all right, well, that's good. The Elks in action tomorrow, and so Reed's not going to play Sam. He's going to play the halfback. They're going to move Jackson to Sam, which I think is probably the right decision for a rookie's first game to play Sam linebacker. Man, that would be a lot to ask. And I know they're very high in Therese Reed, but I think playing him on the far side of the field will just give him a little bit more time to acclimatize himself. He's still going to get tested against a team that loves to pass the ball.
Well, and again, I think in the last couple of days we've been talking about this, how much that Toronto loves to pass. They're not as good of a running team as other teams are. But having said that, you still have that ability to have the pass catching coming out of the backfield. So I think both sides that you're going to have to keep an eye on tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot of swing passes, a lot of dump passes. It'll be part of their game plan.
Oh God, yeah, it has to be. I had Jordan Maximic on today, interviewed him and chatted with him about the offense and about Rankin, and he did kind of say, they wouldn't want to go as far as to say, you know what, yeah, they erred by only giving him 7 touches, but I can tell you, Ed Hervey said they did, and admitted that, hey, this is something that we can't have happen moving forward. It is a bit different game plan, and Rankin, I fully expect him, to be around that 15 minimum touch range. The other guy, though, Kev, I don't know how, what your thoughts are on young Cephas, but I like Luther, but I think Cephas is going to be a guy here down the road that becomes a real go-to guy for them in their receiving core.
I get it too, but is Robustelli going to play or not?
No, he can't. He's not eligible.
He's
yeah,
done.
he's out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm on board with that. Like both those guys are, they have good playmaking abilities. But again, I think I told you, I think it was yesterday, I really think that they got to get Leak and they got to get Rankin on the field at the same time. If I'm running that offense, those are the two guys that I want to see on the field at the same time, because I think there's some misdirection. I think there's options between the two of them that maybe the Toronto defense or any defense doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah, it's possible you could slide that in. Looking to the Blue Jays, big weekend taking on the Yankees, and hey, you know what? It's always good. Hey, Rice can still pound the ball. Grisham, they got a good lineup. Cole tonight on the mound for them up against what's his name, Bieber. So that's pretty good pitching matchup. The Jays got some more help again from the Angels last night. They win the last 3 against Texas. So the Jays have gone from 6.5 back. Now they're suddenly 2 back. Still a lot of time goes, but what do you make of this weekend set for them up against the Yankees and the possibility maybe to win 2 out of 3?
Same thing. If you can't get swept. You got to win 1 for sure. Yankees are. Here's the thing with New York. They got a lot of injuries too. You think about Judge out, Bellinger out.
Yeah.
Rodon's coming back in like 10 days, I think, somewhere around there. They don't have, like the Yankees, as much depth as you think they have, they don't have it. They sent down Dominguez again. They should, this is a guy, like the Martian, they call him. He should be playing more than a lot of guys that they have up. Spencer Jones has taken over basically Dominguez's spot for the Yankees. They're still okay. If you look at what they have, like Torres is okay, not Torres. Grace, the shortstop. But he's okay, but he's not. They're not that great. They're okay, but I think that the Yankees are susceptible on this weekend. I think the Jays can take 2 out of 3.
Lombard Jr. right now is playing short.
Lombard Jr. Yeah, Georgie.
Yeah. So young guy, and he's had an okay start, but I just look at the Jays, and it's it'll be a fun stretch here. This next 10 days is still the key part for them with those 9 games, and they got the Rays next, who are on fire. They won, I think, 9 in a row. But we were looking it up. Detroit is plus 66 in their last 14 games. On the season, they're 1 game under 500, but they have a run differential of plus 90. I've never seen that before.
No, Detroit's got, and they're sneaky good. And they've got some guys on the DL too that have come back. Actually, Max Clark just came up in the minors for Detroit. Really good outfielder. But Riley Green just went on the DL for Detroit. They're sneaky good. But the thing is, when you take Skubal out of the mix, what do you do? Now, I mean, Peter Montero's come on in the rotation. He's been okay. But they've got, and, they lose Casey Mize. They've got some guys. Jackson Jobe just came off injured reserve for, he was gone for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Really good young pitcher. So if they've got enough horses, because I think they sold the farm here with Skubal.
Yeah, well, that's obviously a big loss, but they played quite well here lately without him. So it's almost like they feel maybe, hey, we got something to prove to do it. Now, speaking of golf, KK, you guys are out golfing today, and Scotty Scheffler decided to ramp things up today. Shot a 61, 9 under. He now he's 11 under through the week, through the first 2 days. Got a 3-stroke lead on Im Hovland Holberg, but the young Canadian at 5 under there, Ilmarhu, shot a 5 under 65 today and is tied for 9th and has put himself in a really good spot to move on into the next round of the playoffs.
Well, sorry, away from this here today that came out to Legends because it's the Hickory tournament, and I know you're kind of cut for time here, but this is the Legends golf tournament with the guys come out here and they play sticks and they play in their they play with their outfits with the short pants and stuff like that. It's unbelievable. And the reason we're out here today is I was lucky enough that there's a wall of honor here, and Ron Lyons from the Legends they've been gracious enough. I'm going to go on the wall of honor tonight, and that's why the Duke is here, and that's why
you got a speech.
I don't know, but I mean, I think I'm the third media guy to go up. Ernie Afghani's was the first. Gary Myers up. He's been on there. This wall, Betty Stanhope, Cole, Ray Mill. We're looking at Rick Gibson, all the greatest golfers in Edmonton. And then there's a little bit of a media wing. So pretty fortunate, pretty lucky, and kind of overwhelmed about today that they're going to do this tonight. So
now you're going up there for your contributions to golf coverage?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify. You're not going up there for your golf skills.
It ain't golf, I can tell you that. They would have taken. I can't thank Ron Lyons enough, and everybody out here. It's just been a remarkable day, and Duke's here. I invited Eddie Steele, but I don't know where he is. So.
Well, he's out. He's working out, Kev. He can't.
Is he really?
He doesn't take days off.
The big guns, eh?
Yeah, he doesn't take days off for working out.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. That. So if you ever come to Legends, there's a little room where there's pictures of everyone in the thing and in a room, and they've got so many. You think about all the great people that have contributed to golf in our city, and we're talking Ray Mill, Rick. I'm gonna miss like 20 of them because they do one a year, and again, I'm just so lucky and fortunate that they wanted to do this today. So looking forward to the rest of the round and then tonight.
Well, congratulations, KK. Well deserved. Enjoy the round and enjoy your speech. Keep it on the rails.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
There you go. That's Kevin Karras going up on the wall of honor, the Legends Golf Course. Good for him. Did a lot for many years talking golf and helping out the golfing community. That's fantastic stuff. I love it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. LT will join us. We'll update you on the early scores in MLB and more. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Now's the time to shop the Bricks 0% event. Get what you need today with absolutely $0 down. Pay nothing with no interest until 2028. Or choose 36 equal monthly payments on qualifying purchases. Plus, save up to 25% on living room furniture, up to 20% on dining and bedroom furniture, and up to 40% on select mattresses. Hurry into the Brick today. These incredible offers are only on until August 19th. The Brick, saving you more.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Tee up for a great day on the course and support the Stony Plain Eagles Senior Men's Hockey Club. It's the Stony Plain Eagles Golf Tournament. Gather your foursome and join the Eagles August 25th at the Links at Spruce Grove for a 2 p.m. shotgun start. Enjoy a fantastic afternoon of golf, great company, and friendly competition, all while supporting the Stony Plain Eagles. Get all the details and register today at stonyplaineagles.com.
Thinking about switching vehicles?
Think Subaru. The Subaru Crosstrek was named the 2026 Auto Trader Best Subcompact SUV. And once you drive it, you'll understand why. With impressive fuel efficiency, legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, and generous ground clearance, the Crosstrek is ready for your Monday commute and your Saturday adventure. This month, take advantage of loyalty rates as low as 0.49%. So, before you decide your next SUV, come experience the Crosstrek for yourself. Visit your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Any project, big or small, when you need metal cut to your exact measurements fast, count on Metal Supermarkets, a warehouse bursting at the seams with inventory, plus metal bending, drilling, punching, notching, plasma cutting, welding, even delivery. Endless possibilities. Now imagine what they can do for you.
How about a garage shelf?
Think bigger, my friend.
2 garage shelves?
There you go.
I live on the edge.
The local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Hey, Alberta. You can now get your health number and Canadian citizenship marker on your driver's license and ID card. No more flimsy paper health cards or multiple IDs to juggle. Just one card, that's it. To get yours, bring your Alberta health card, proof of Canadian citizenship, or other eligible documentation to the registry to renew your card. Learn more at alberta.ca/onecard. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Showman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Welcome back. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. The Duke text in, hey, I hit it just past the ladies' tee. Okay. So just wanted to clarify. He at least made it there. Wow. You know what? Good job, Duke. You made it just past the ladies' tee.
You don't think the Duke's had a beer on the course, do you?
Oh, pretty good chance he has. Pretty good chance. Just one.
It's late in the day. Duke might have some reasons.
Just one. You wouldn't, you know what? It's more so like how tight are the jeans that he's wearing to go to Cook County later on tonight? That's the $1 million question, because that I think is a very good possibility of occurring later on tonight.
Does he have a special belt buckle?
That I'm not sure. Deck might know if he has a special belt buckle, one that he's very very proud of. Not sure. He might have one. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. So far, Shane Bieber's got a no-hitter going. 2 up, 2 down. It's a good start for him as the Jays and the Yankees start a 3-game series tonight. And it's time now to get to the oil report brought to you by Go Auto, your place to shop if you're looking for cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. Why? Because they have over 17,000 to choose from. GoAuto.ca as the host of the Lowdown, weekdays, noon to 2 on Sports 1440. Alan Mitchell joins us. LT, good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm very well. It's a beautiful night. Going to be a great weekend. I think we're slipping into fall a little bit, especially if you take the dogs out in the morning. It's a little cooler, but I like this time of year, so I'm going to enjoy it and assume that it's going to be better than the summer we had.
You only need 8 days of summer, LT. Anything more is greedy, I was told.
Man, does it sound right, though? Holy, man. I'm telling you. And then some of the summers have been really good. But this one, particularly with the smoke and the rain, this was a tough slog. It really was.
May was real. April was March. June and July were underwater. And here we are.
Yep.
That's my weather report.
Yeah, but it looks nice tonight. Like tonight, you could go, and we often have really couple nice weeks in September. So it's not over, baby. It's just over,
Oh no, I think we're gonna have a real long fall.
All right now,
which will be nice. And
Yeah.
you know what? Lots of people that will get to make up for all of those rainouts of events that they had. So that's what we're hoping. So we'll see potentially where it goes. LT, we'll get to the Elks in a sec. We've talked about them a lot, but we are now officially a month away from the start of training camp, I should say, for the Edmonton Oilers. And I think kind of what you see is what you get here. I don't see any reason to go out. There's no one in free agency that jumps out to me. It's like a significant upgrade by any stretch of the imagination. I'd run with what they have. I heard you talking about a potential trade. Like, do you see any reason why you would do that before training camp? Like, why wouldn't you just wait? If you're going to trade a Stastny, I'm not even sure he has much trade value, but if you were, wouldn't you wait till you got through preseason first?
Well, you could. I mean, there's always injury worries and things like that, and it would depend on what the return would be. But if you look at some of the depth charts, in some of the Pacific Division teams, I can see a team offering something legit. Now, the Oilers probably would want something that they could hide in the minor leagues without having to clear waivers. But your point's well taken. I just look at the left side of the depth chart, and specifically the left side, and I'm like, man, this is a tough road to hoe, and I think that we'll see. Mike Babcock will, one of the reasons you'd want to keep him around is because Mike Babcock might take a liking to him. But I honestly don't see, I can't reasonably put Stastny on the roster.
No,
I think the other guys in front of him are better.
I don't think there's much question, to be honest. Like, I ask it as respectfully as I can. I'm like, what does he bring to the team?
No, he's you know what? I think he will be a good penalty killer, but they should have that covered, right? And you need to bring one more thing than that. And at 5-on-5, maybe Macamadoulian is going to struggle. I don't know, but I look at it and I go, like you said the other day. I don't remember what day it was, but you said maybe Alec Regula is going to be heard from, so maybe they go with 4 righties. I don't know, but I think we can reasonably say Stastny's on the outside looking in as we begin.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think there's much debate on that. I honestly, I'm more intrigued to see what, like Ty Emberson, I'm not counting him out. I thought Ty Emberson was the one defenseman who had a pretty solid year last year for the Oilers. And you know what? He's just starting to get that age out where he's got a few more games under his belt, a little bit more experience. And I know like there's limitations to his game, but I thought he got better at getting back and getting pucks out quicker. He wasn't getting his hit as often last year. So where do you come out on Emberson and Macamadoulian in that competition? And I guess we can throw in Regula, but I do think it's more of a long shot for him for sure.
Well, I have Emberson ahead of I have him third pair, right side.
Okay.
Because it was some of the things you said, he's really, he's never going to be 6'4" and 220, but he covers gaps well, he closes gaps well, and he battles really well. Like I really like him because he's a guy who you can see learning. Like he's doing things better than he did when he first arrived in the league or first arrived in Edmonton. And so I think that you said about the games played experience. Well, it's there. You can see it, and it's a long year, right? But you need somebody you can count on. And I think he is he's becoming more reliable every year. And last year, I thought he really took a step forward.
Up front, what's like Matthias Janmark, Matthew Joseph? What do you see amongst those two are kind of battling for one spot, right? Like I don't see a way that both are on the roster. Do you?
No, and I think that if you look at the price tag on Joseph, this for me was, they're not sure about Janmark. Maybe they feel like Janmark's, offense has gone away, and it's not like Joseph is a world beater, but they do have, they're going to have 23 players, and they're going to have 3 goalies and 7 defensemen, so they'll have 13 forwards. So they'll have a guy they can sit, and maybe they have both of them on the team because they're not sure about Janmark's health. But I feel like, as you say, one or the other, and it'll come down to Babcock loves forecheckers, and Joseph, when he's healthy and when he's on, he's really good at it. and Janmark is good at it too. And he has been a great penalty killer in the past. But Janmark's offense has slid completely away, and they're going to have to see in a very brief training camp if he's gotten those hands back.
Yeah, and really, you know what? He only gets 2 games to show if he can do it. I do think practices and the scrimmages nowadays, just with limited time for guys like Max Jones and others, like all these guys can only play 2 preseason games. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. And like with the Oilers' first and last preseason games being at home, that's when I think McDavid and Draisaitl will play there. They're not going to go on the road, I wouldn't think. So, you know what? Those guys are going to, which probably is not a bad thing for them. They'll get their preseason games on the road where they'll face usually, more NHL lineups of the top end guys who like to play on the road, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then, the one thing Bowman's done, and I think a really good job of, he has marbled some toughness into the lineup. So you've got Doc, you've got Frederick. Those guys are going to be heard from too. So when you look at the whatever it is, 15 forwards, and you start including out some people, your point about Janmark and Joseph is probably true. It may come down to they're only going to keep one of those 2 guys. And right now, I think Joseph might be the guy, but who knows? Janmark was not the player we thought he was when he exited the lineup, but there were reasons for that. He was hurt. But I'm actually excited about seeing Doc and Frederick. I thought they played really well in the last days of the regular season together as a unit. They were like kind of a fourth line that could uncover pucks by being very physical and punishing the defenseman in the offensive zone. So, maybe Babcock gets a look at that and likes it. I'm interested in seeing how he puts those lines together, at least early in the season.
Al Mitchell joined us. Al, let's switch over to the CFL. Last night, BC gets a win. Calgary has 2 head injuries to their quarterback and running back, and hopefully it's only temporary. But that'd be a massive blow, and any of them are serious for either one. But the Elks now, we've got Winnipeg and Ottawa tonight, but then the Elks play Toronto tomorrow. We're going to see Therese Reed make a CFL debut. He's going to play the halfback position. They'll move Cordell Jackson to the Sam linebacker spot. They'll make another change and dress a 7th O lineman for this game, which tells me that they want to make sure that Beard and everybody else is going to get through the game. But when you look at the Elks and specifically play calling, Al, in the red zone and overall, Rankin's got to touch the ball more. What would you like to see different as far as how they attack in the red zone?
Well, I think they just have to be less predictable and they have to be aggressive. The teams that do well in the red zone, they tend to attack. Now, you mentioned about Rankin, you can run the ball with him, but you can throw it out of onto the flat as well. I think they should just be aggressive and maybe have get rid of the slow developing plays and not be as predictable. The Elks have, and this been at least a year, maybe 2 now, where they've been a little bit predictable all over the field offensively, but certainly in the red zone. I think that they I don't think there's anything wrong with, if you're at 19-yard line, if it's not there deep, then, throw it 9 yards down the field and get your first down and be 1st and 10 at the 9. But it's okay to go deep too. It's a big field.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, the Elks have they've been very good. Cody Fajardo has the best completion percentage on passes through the air of 20 yards. So that's a good thing for this team. But then he also has the lowest completion percentage in the red zone. It's wild. So when they shrink the field, they've struggled. And to me, there's got to be a little bit more creativity. And also the other thing is the receivers have dropped 3 balls in the red zone. And that to me is something that needs to be rectified here. You got to have guys hold on to the ball. Julian Grant is unfortunately for him, he's the most guilty party. And it's something that goes back to last year. Like, Cons is still fired up. He will tell you the exact time of game it was when Julian Grant dropped that ball against Hamilton, because it literally, you can come down to plays and say, oh, that drop cost him the game in the first quarter. Well, we're guessing. But when it's the final play of a game, yes, he cost them the game. Now, I know that they might not have, probably weren't making the playoffs, all those things, but this has been more than a one-off for him. Yeah. That's the concern for me.
And it's when teams go from good to great, those are the things that happen. And the wide receiver, position for the receivers on this team, it was a little question coming into camp, and there's been a little bit of depth chart up and down. So maybe that's still to be played out here. But you're right. You need to especially when you've got a chance, like a touchdown is a big play, and if it's there and you get your hands on the ball, you should catch it. Then you have to make that play, and you do develop a fast, and sometimes with a receiver, I think Edmonton fans have been spoiled over the decades in terms of great receivers playing in this city. But you do need to secure the ball and make the play, especially when it's in the red zone.
LT, if there's Edmontonians or nearby Edmontonians that are thinking about giving the Elks the first try in a few seasons, perhaps, why would tomorrow be a good day for them to give the Elks a go?
Well, I think that because you got a week off after, and then you're playing the 2 games against Calgary around Labor Day, and then when you look at the football they're playing right now, they're good. They're good in all aspects of the ball, of the play. It hasn't always been like that, but they make big plays on defense. They've got some really good offensive players. As Gregor said, if Rankin runs the ball more, you're probably going to see 70, 80 yards, maybe 100 from the running back. Pichardo's having a great year. This is a really good football team. And it's been it's not been a little while. It's been years. So
Yes.
So if you have not gone to the park in 5 or 6 years, I'm not going to blame you. I'm not, honest to God. I mean, it is tough to be in a city that I love the CFL. It's tough to have your Rough Rider fans yelling and screaming about how great they are when your team is not there's at least one aspect of the Elks team that has been sideways for years. Right now they're pretty good in most areas. We're nitpicking here, and their record shows it. I mean, that's a hell of a record. And I do think the other reason they go tomorrow is they've had 2 tough losses, and they don't want to lose this season to malaise in the middle of it. They are a damn good football team, and 7-3 sounds way better than 6-4. So I think Declan stopped short of having a guaranteed win afternoon tomorrow, but I think that this is a really good spot for them. They're going to be, we'll call it controlled rage for losing the last 2. I think the Elks are going to win tomorrow. It's going to be a really good football game.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with it. And Al, I know you've got your fantasy or rotisserie league. You know what? You got all your stats, and I'm sure you've got numerous Excel spreadsheets covering all of baseball. You look at Detroit. They're 1 game under 500, but they got a +90 run differential. Now they are +66 in their last 14 games, which is crazy. They're just crushing teams lately, but you look at all these teams and you look at the Jays and you just look at this race, and we could argue it's a turtle race because none of the teams are over 500. They're all close. But when you break down the rosters of Texas and Cleveland and Minnesota and Detroit and Seattle and Toronto, what do you make of the Jays' chances realistically to salvage what has been to this point an underwhelming season?
Well, it's there for them, and they a lot of baseball is regression. Vladdy has a lot of regressing to do, in a good way. He needs to put some home runs on the board. But, the Soriano trade kind of looms large now. They traded Gausman. He had a tough night for Chicago the other day. But Soriano tells me that they weren't giving up. They're trying to get, into the postseason. But it's the bats. They don't have a lot of home run hitters. They pop up the ball so much. Now, you can't blame them the other night. Tolley pitched so well for Boston. But, going into New York, if they get pitching, they should be able to. The Yankees have a lot of hurt bats. Judge isn't playing. Bellinger isn't playing. Chisholm has been terrible this year. So that's an opportunity there. But the bats got to come through, man. They just do. And you can tell by the players who are playing that some of the starters have had a difficult time. I think the Jays can do this, but I also think that one of the other teams, the odds of another team, like you mentioned Detroit, they've had some weird stuff going on, but their bats have really come alive. So I'd say that the Jays can do it, but they've got to go 8-2 in their next 10, or 6-1 in their next 7, something like that. They've got to rip off a run like the Boston Red Sox did recently. And I don't know if it's there, but I think that Soriano helps, and if the rest of that pitching staff, the starting staff, can come through, then they do have a chance.
Al, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the games, and we'll chat with you next week.
All right, boys, enjoy the weather.
There you go. That's Alan Mitchell. Now, before I go to break, I love this. Nobody knows stats better about the CFL than Brian Desjardins, who writes at Elks Nation. Huge football guy, just texting, hey, boys, just looking at the Elks special teams. Gregor, you're on to something. Last year, they were ranked 2nd. This year, they are ranked 6th. Kicking has improved a lot, but they're ranked 9th in opponents' kickoff returns, last in opponents' big play, and special teams penalties. Last year, they were 5th, 4th, and 2nd. This year, they're 9th, and 9th. Serenity now. Well said, Brian. And you know what, though? That's why. And Deck, you were there today. Watch Mark Killam, and they were going, and it was just through walkthrough. Any special teams play, the coach was way more engaged. My understanding is he is kind of gotten more involved in the special teams because it's not going well, and you got to change it, right? There's no reason why they should be ranked dead last in penalties because they've taken 23 penalties on special teams this year. Awful. Last in giving up big plays, which on special teams, you know what a big play consists of? 40-plus yards. They've given up the most, and they rank 9th in kickoff returns. And who are they facing tomorrow? The most dangerous kick returner in the CFL. So that's, they gotta be Janarian Grant. Like this guy just, he's now 2nd all time in punt return touchdowns behind the Giz. Now, I say 2nd, you're thinking, oh, he's close. No, he's not even halfway to the Giz because the Giz was a freak at 26. But Janarian Grant's at 12, which is still 2nd most ever all time. And he has 15 career, missed field goal, kickoff / punt returns. So their special teams is going to have to be awake tomorrow because Grant is deadly good.
Does he do a sick flip after?
He does not. That was the Giz.
I'm just saying, the Giz found a way to get all them run backs and hit flips.
You are honestly, Grant should have a touchdown celebration because he's in there often enough now that he should have one. So he should have one. And bad news. Did you see this? The Ontario Honda dealers, India and Markham, canceled due to incomplete track the first day of racing. What's that? What do you mean incomplete track? That is not a great look. We'll come back, wrap things up on a very busy week. We'll get to Wanye's World next. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Need an excuse to upgrade your ride? Well, we got a few to share. Go Auto has over 18,000 new and used vehicles ready to test drive right now. With more than 70 locations, your perfect match could be closer than you think. A family-friendly SUV for soccer practice, a fuel-sipping commuter, or a hardworking truck that's ready for anything. Trusted brands and a team that's actually happy to help. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need, Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
The second half is yours. Lock in your seat with our new 5-game season pass and get a $25 voucher. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at GoElks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing smoked fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
Election Day is October 19th. Are you referendum ready? Start by making sure you're registered to vote and your information is up to date, especially if you've recently moved or changed your name. Then, check if you have the identification you'll need to vote. The easiest option is a government-issued photo ID showing your full name and current residential address. But there are more than 50 ways to prove your identity. Find everything you need to be referendum ready at elections.ab.ca/voters. A message from Elections Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show on Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports. It's Sports 1440.
Presented by Play Alberta, where Alberta wins with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Segment of the week. Hope you have yourselves an awesome week, even better weekend. Enjoy that Elks game tomorrow. The Jays taking on the Yankees all weekend long as they are in the bottom of the second inning. And the Jays got something going here as they've got runners on second and third with, I think, no outs because, yes, no outs. Kirk walked and then, 1 out. Springer got out, but then Kirk's on third. Jimenez doubled, so they got runners second and third and 1 out. Can they get him home? Can they get him home? That's what the Okamoto just hit it deep, baby. Just hit it deep, get a sack fly, and away you go. Now let's get to Wanye's world.
Oh, I thought there was going to be more than that.
No, right to Wanye's world. We got all our sponsor reads in early. We're good, rocking and rolling.
Well, I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't make note of the fact that Oilers Nation changed its name this week.
Yes.
And we've known each other now, Gregor, for 18 years since we met at Century Grill. When I pitched you with Jay about coming to write on the internet, which was not what it was today. There was not a lot of people making their own websites. There was not a lot of people making their own media companies. There wasn't a lot of people making their own content.
Mm-hmm.
Last 12 months, Oilers Nation's done 500 million views of its content. 500 million. And I think it's worth noting, like, everything we set out to do in the beginning, we did it.
It's true.
Even if we have to change our name, we're still writing more content than anybody, still doing more podcasts than anybody, still working in conjunction with 1440 more than anyone, still waiting for the cup to come home more than anyone. Not a lot of companies make it 18 years.
Well, what's interesting, though, the website hasn't changed its name.
It will.
It will. Not until January, but the socials have changed. So it's like a rollout of a name change.
We have to make sure that we don't botch the porting over onto a new website, right? Because Daily Faceoff is a real website. We have to take all the old library of Oilers Nation articles. There are 1 trillion articles on Oilers Nation's history. To make sure we move them all over in a good way. But we want to thank everybody for their support, right? Not a lot of tech companies, especially, make it 18 years. I think the company has many more years ahead of it. Sucks we have to change the name. That's life. We'll do our best job of being DFO Edmonton than we can do, and go Oilers go.
So, but like, you can still say Oilers Nation because the site's still up. So you got to say Oilers Nation.
Well, I'm going to say Oilers Nation until the end of time. No one on earth's going to tell me what to say or do. We can't make it on the socials. We got to change the website over. Finding ways to cheekily keep Oilers Nation in conversation is now the new game within the game. They can't stop me from getting a tattoo on my forehead.
Yeah, you could.
I'd have a buddy with another station tattoo. Like I got
there's quite a few people actually.
I got a bunch of messages, and my one buddy says, "What am I supposed to do with my tattoo?" And I was like, "Well, if you come down to Nation HQ, we have a cheese grater. We'll take it back."
We just got this text in. Hey guys, is there any more amateur high school broadcasts in the Apple Plus tonight? Why would people sign up for this from Original 6? I will say, at times you're right. The quality of the broadcasts have not been what you would expect from Major League. I would agree. It's not great.
But they improved. Like I thought that about when Amazon first started doing their broadcasts. I was like, these aren't very good.
Yeah, but this is not the first year. This is like year number 2 now for Apple.
Yeah.
Right on Friday, because Friday nights they have their games.
Totally.
And I do find that I think some people underestimate how good a quality broadcast is. Right. And be no different than maybe underestimate what a good blog site is until it's gone. And then there's other ones you're like, oh, they're not as good. And I do see that in how, like, I think Netflix has done the best. Like, did you watch their broadcast last night of the Field of Dreams game? It was really good. Right. Like, now the game was great and Schwarber was hitting the home runs and the whole scene is pretty unique. Right. So, you got Hall of Famers coming out of the corn and just kind of like the movie, which is awesome. And they throw out the first pitch and all that stuff. But I found that they have done a better job overall. And they're not all perfect, because the other problem is you've seen some of these streaming sites where all of a sudden, people are trying to do boxing or MMA and it, half the people can't get it. Right. So that's the challenge of it. Right. Like cable, for the most part, every now and then you get your channel freeze up a bit and it annoys you, but it's better. And I watched Apple. I watched it once, like early in the year, and I'm like, no, I didn't like the broadcast quality at all. So based on that text, doesn't sound like it's improved much.
Who does a good job with their broadcast is the Riverhawks. They have Al Coates. Remember him?
Oh, I remember Al.
And like, I'll listen to Riverhawks games even if I'm not at the game, which is hilarious because I basically live inside the infield. But he does a great job, him and his co-host. A quality broadcast can make a big difference.
Oh, without question, it can. 100%.
Do you have the voice? Al Coates has the voice.
Well, he has a great play-by-play voice for baseball. And I remember talking to Al, and because Al was Al interviewed for the California Angels job.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember having a conversation with Al many years ago, and it wasn't his quality of he didn't get the job not based on his quality of play-by-play. He goes, you know what? I needed to present myself better because that matters, which is unfortunate at times, but he was like, well, you were spoiled. Al Coates, when he was doing AAA, like he was unreal. Like baseball play-by-play is such a different skill set because the game is slower. Now it's a little bit better now, but remember how much time there used to be between pitches. And you'd have to fill in so much color. And a lot of these play-by-play guys, a lot of broadcasts they did by themselves. There wasn't a play-by-play guy and a color analyst, especially on radio all the time. It used to be just one. And man, you just regale with stories and weave in and out. Like Vince Scully was obviously amazing at it, but Al Coates was really good. Like I remember being riveted by listening to Al Coates' broadcast.
Of the Trap?
Yes, 100%.
How old is Al Coates? That's my other question.
Al's got to be in his 70s for sure. All right.
He still got it. There's no question.
Well, he has a very good voice, right? Very good voice. And that's a good question how old Al is. I don't really know. So honestly, I don't know how it is. And him and Johnny Belmont do the games.
And where did he come from?
Johnny Belmont?
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny Belmont's a longtime guy just around town, knows baseball. Was an outstanding coach for football for years. Johnny B. Nobody likes his Irish whiskey, turkey whiskey better than Johnny.
Is that right?
Oh, buddy. I remember on the road trip, it would never but you have to have one. And I'll tell you, buddy, that puts instant, like I should have drank it more just to put it on my hair because that puts instant hair in your chest. That is hot stuff. I have to agree, boys. The Apple TV James Dunk is bunk. Can't get into it. That one comes from Titan, and we got Mike and Paul and Steve and Sarah pretty much saying the exact same things. So there you go. Cons, what's your score prediction for the game?
Like you guys, I think I'll take the Elks to find a way to get the job done. I'm gonna say, just because I want points, let's go 38-31.
Oh,
on high scoring, entertaining football down at Commonwealth.
High scoring. Okay. I like that. And do you think in the next month the Oilers will make any moves? Yay or nay? Just no, this is status quo. This is good. Anything else?
Nope.
No.
Nay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I think they're going to they got a lot of rosters, and away you go. Good. So awesome. Wanye, have a good weekend. Declan, Connor, all of our listeners, thank everybody for listening, watching the show on YouTube and X and Instagram, Twitch. We appreciate it. Listening, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Whatever you do, please do not drink and drive. Get home safe. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your family. Have fun. Do it smart. Don't be inebriated. Let's get to the Con Man Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of RE/MAX Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly, 780-265-0165, and find your new home or make a great deal on your current one with Sean from RE/MAX. Good night.
All right, I didn't know you had your headphone in there.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays back in action tonight, taking on the New York Yankees in the sixth, top of the third. This one's scoreless. We'll have it for you coming up next year on Sports 1440 AM feed only for those trying to watch. It is an Apple TV game. Elsewhere, White Sox on top of the Tigers, 6.